Resident Evil 2.
What is going on, dudes and dudettes, gamers and game-ass lads and lassies? Welcome back to another residential episode of Games and Gamers! So I'm honestly getting the idea now, because right now we're doing this 2 years in a row, that we're going to have a theme for the next, like, 38 Halloweens.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Also, danger.
Yes.
We're off topic. We're off topic, and I'm going to show us really quick.
Okay. You're showing us, like, oh, you were showing, okay.
Yes, I'm showing.
What's up?
So, I'll make sure I'm actually showing us. I am. So, I have done some swindling, I have done some gambling, and I have done some buying. So, do you want to see the gambling? Do you want to see swindling, or do you want to see buying?
Up first, can we get gambling for 200 points?
Gambling is Blue Fire.
Nice. How'd you win it by gambling?
So, poker.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay.
We had a whole bunch of my buddies and I were playing the other night. We were over at their house and they were getting drunk, and one of them said, "You know what? I got this game. I've never fucking heard of it. Guys want to play poker for it? Hayden, you want to bet a game?" So I was like,
Yeah, what games you bet?
I went and just bet Far Cry 4.
Got you.
So we played. I ended up winning. I got a pair of aces, so that beat everything, so I was happy with that. And I got Blue Fire, which, you know how cool it is?
What's up? Also, did you not have this game yet?
Blue Fire? No.
Okay, so you actually got, like, a new game.
Actually, shit, two things I gotta show you. I actually want to show you something. This game came with its own little manual like it's a fucking 2000s.
Nice.
It's a lore manual.
Games don't really do that anymore.
It's like a lore.
Dude, I love it because the Mario Galaxy box we have. I'm sorry, I gotta mention the greatest game in the world. When you pick it up, it weighs like it's 5 DVDs because its manual is literally shoved into the box. I don't know why, but I love it. The Mario Galaxy manual is almost as big as the DVD.
Well, that's also like 15 years ago, so games used to have the manuals back then.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, it's like, out of all my games that I've had, that one's always been, so far, the biggest manual in a box.
Swindle or buying?
Swindle for next.
Alright, so, Danger, did I tell you I got, like, the rarest fucking PS2 game now?
I'm not surprised. I feel like you've gone searching for a bunch of these games. What is that?
This, gentle listeners out there, is Rule of Rose. It could argue...
Oh, you said that before. You mentioned it.
It could arguably be the rarest PS2 game, or it's the second rarest. I've seen it bounce between this and Kuon. I was coming home from work one day, and I take different routes everywhere I go. I may have already said this once in one of our episodes, but I take different routes every time I go. And I ended up seeing a yard sale on the way home. I was like, you know what? Why the fuck not? So I pull in, it's this little old lady who was like cleaning out a storage unit, her son's storage unit, and I go looking around, and she's, "How are you doing, Sonny?" "I'm doing well, ma'am. How are you?" "I'm good. What are you looking for?" I'm looking for video game stuff. That's like my main thing I look for. I don't have any here, but yeah, you know, I still got more stuff in the storage unit if you want to go look at it. Sure, why not? So it's like a 2-minute drive. We go to the storage unit. I look in, and I happen to see out of the back corner. I see, is that a PS1 sticking out? Let me grab my PS1 actually.
That's cool though. That is cool.
Is that a PS1 I just see sticking out of there? And I end up crawling my way back there, and I find a little handful of games. And at the bottom, not even at the bottom, like second to the bottom, I happen to see that little R right there, and I'm like,
no.
Ain't no fucking way.
Ain't no way.
No, not ain't no way. I said it not out loud, but I said, ain't no fucking way. So I kind of just shimmy the box down. I start digging. Super Monkey Ball, gone. Fucking Bad Boys for the PS2, gone. And I was like, ain't no motherfucking way. So I reach down, and Rule of fucking Rose is sitting there, and I'm like, I have to do everything in my power to not freak out, because I guarantee you this lady has no fucking clue this game is here. So I'm like, okay, yeah, there's some video games. She's like, do you find video games, Sonny? You can't. I said my name. Hayden? Yes, ma'am, I did. Hey, did you find anything you were interested? I mean, if you don't mind, I'll give you 30 for the box. Yeah, that's okay. I'm fine with that. Yeah, you went back there and grabbed it. You know what? 30's fair. 30's fair. It's like, okay, thank you.
It's not fair.
So, Hayden finagles his way out. Calm. I would almost like I committed a fucking murder. That's how calm I was. Danger, do me a favor. Look up how expensive it is. Just tell me the number. I know the number, but just so I'm not, so for people out there that don't know this, make sure I'm not making this shit up. My hands are off the keyboard. Danger's over there. Rule of Rose for the PS2.
Golly!
How expensive? Is it the $800 one?
There, Amazon has $881. eBay has $20,000. That's fake. We're not looking at that.
That's factory sealed. That's why.
Got you. Oh yeah, I see. It's factory sealed. Yeah. That's crazy still.
Yeah, I know.
Mercury has it for $650. eBay $2,000. Whatnot $750. eBay $3,000. Golly.
I know. And I essentially got it for $5. It equates the math as like $5.75. So I'm like,
that is insane.
I
dude.
fucking swindled that poor lady.
Crazy. You should have given her more, man. You should have been like, have the box for $50, man.
No.
No.
Because I only had $30 cash on me.
Gosh, man, that's great. How lucky, man. Hey, screw any Dokkan luck, dude. That
I
it.
fucking know. And like I was literally on the way home, like fuck yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah, I did it, fuck yeah.
No, that is more lucky than all the luck on your entire account, bro.
I know.
That's crazy.
So I ended up coming home, showing all my buddies. It's like, look, bitches, look what I got now. I now own 3 of the 4 rarest horror games. I'm missing Kuon, then I'll have all the rarest horror PS2 games.
That's cool. I'm excited for that. I think that would be cool. I'm excited for you, man. I'm happy for you, bro.
Yeah, God, I know. I felt horrible.
You gotta play it, bro. You gotta play it.
Trust me. I have. It's not worth it. It's not worth the $800 price tag. It's not worth that price tag at all.
But the fact that you have it, though,
it's
you have it.
It's a 6.5-hour game with 2 endings that you can alter.
$20,000 for a 6-hour game is crazy.
For 2 endings. But, you know, I'll tell you my last thing here, then I want to go grab something from back here that's really cool before we get into this whole thing. But it has 2 endings. Like, I will not justify this game being $800. I don't care what the story is. Kudelka. I will justify Kudelka being $350+. Because Kudelka has like 3 different endings to it. And it takes you maybe about 20-ish hours. 15 to 20 hours per playthrough if you're just kind of going chill through it.
I imagine there's not as many copies.
Well, not even that. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the replay value.
Got you.
So like that right there, you have 3 different games right there.
Like that game alone, you could pay $300. You feel like you're getting like worth. You feel like it's worth it.
Correct.
But then with the other one, now even though you got it for pretty much $5, you're still putting in your mind that if you paid $800 for that, it's not worth it at all.
Right.
So very, very lucky you for not.
So this game here is let's say 10 hours. Let's just give it a benefit of the doubt. You're danger slow when it came down to Silent Hill. It takes you 10 hours. You have 10 hours a game, and then you have one choice at the end of the game that determines ending A or ending B. That's it. You have 2 endings, but you can literally dictate it at the final bout. No replay value. Everything's going to play the same. You may learn new story aspects as to, oh, neat, like you would with Silent Hill or Resident Evil, but you're not going to, oh, here's a new playstyle. Ooh, here's a new ending. Ooh. So, $800 fucking dollars. It's ridiculous, people. It's ridiculous.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Get lucky, swindle a grandma. I need that on a fucking shirt. Get lucky, swindle a grandma. We always talk about merch. I don't fucking care. I'm gonna make that my first actual merch.
It's like the Wii summon animation, but it's her with her cane.
And then last one, then I'm gonna go grab my last one while you do your quick thing. Is I bought this today, $70. It was originally 100. I talked the dude down to 70. I bought Mario.
I knew it.
I bought
knew
Mario
it.
3D All Stars.
He said that I knew what it would be, and I was like, the only thing that I can think of to where I feel like it'd be a collector's thing that'd be worth it is the 3D All Stars.
And now I own a physical
They stopped
copy.
making them. That is one of the only things that I have that's like limited edition. Like not only that, but it's also like the first Nintendo one for the Switch where it's like limited release. That's not a free thing. They've made plenty of free limited time stuff. Heck, Mario.
See, that's
Mario
the fun
99.
part. Because you want to know what's really fun, and it actually really ties into this last thing I grabbed. You talk about your thing while I go grab this right quick.
Got you. I actually, bro, I want to go grab mine. There's no point. Y'all know I got it. But I myself love Mario. I think it's super cool. So when they announced this game was coming out, and this was still at the time where we couldn't just get a game. I didn't have a job or anything, so we couldn't just get it. But this was the first time to where it was a game that was like, I really want this. It has Mario Galaxy, which I haven't been able to play in a long time because I don't have a Wii anymore or a Wii U. So I haven't been able to play Mario. I want to play Mario. Also that, I want to play Mario 64. And I haven't really played Sunshine like that before. So now I actually could with this game. So I loved it. I enjoyed it. I think it's great.
So
I need to play it again. And they polished it. It's polished, but it's like not insane. Less pixely.
So, you talk about this being like the first, you could be talking like Nintendo made exclusive, but I hate to tell you, this wasn't the first Nintendo Switch exclusive limited time run. Because you know what I did? I ended up buying a game. Ooh, I always buy games. That I found
shocker.
There is a company that's technically called Limited Run. That what they do is they make limited copies of physical games. Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X.
Oh, I know what you're about to show.
And I got one. I didn't know about this. It's called Paper Beast.
Oh, never mind.
And you know what it came with? A trading card.
Oh, that's cool.
$2.51. And on the little back,
I cannot see what that says.
Limited Run.
Oh, it's okay. That's
because
cool.
that's their little brand. They will take these and they will make limited runs of these games and throw a little card in there to make it feel special, which is kind of fucking cool.
That's cool. That is super cool.
I'm also now at 506 games with Mario All Stars.
That's great, man. 506 games.
I know, and I got 2 more coming too.
Golly, dude. How you can still keep track if you have that game or not? That's kind of crazy.
I know.
I bet if it would probably take you a while to remember every game, but I bet you could name all 500
It's all pictures.
games.
It's all pictures. I can't tell
It's
you
all
this.
pictures.
I can be like, oh yeah, I know that case. I have that case. And if not, like Disney Infinity, I have 2 copies there because my game store won't buy them for anything more than like 50 cents. So I'm not going to do anything. Who knows? Games and gamers. If you want Xbox One or Xbox 360 version of Disney Infinity 2.0, I don't know, get us to 200 subscribers on YouTube, and I'll do a giveaway.
Just do a giveaway.
Of Disney of a game that's so outdated. And you know what? I think I have Disney Infinity figures.
You know what? We can autograph it. That is if they want. If they want it autographed.
Yeah, it's just no.
You want it autographed? We can write it. No, that'd ruin it.
And I'll also give you a one random Disney Infinity figure that I have out of my like 20 that I have. So ooh.
That's funny.
It could be something useful. It could be something useless. It could be the limited edition Kingdom Hearts Mickey Mouse one.
Yeah, right. You would not give that away.
I don't even have it.
Yeah, no. I was like, if you had that, you would not give that away.
I know.
Yeah, you would hold on to that. I'm not gonna look it up. But bro, that's cool. Oh, so I'm excited. And I'm gonna date this video. I'm about to date this video.
All right,
right
do you
now.
have anything you need to show before we disappear back into the nothing?
To show any? I mean, I got lights now. That's it. I don't really got anything to show.
All right, well, back into the aether we go.
But back we go. Goodbye. All right. So, I am about to date this video real quick. But I mean, you're watching it right now, so. But as we're recording this, I just beat it. So thankfully, I beat the second run. So thankfully, my memory is still more fresh. and I'm super excited because right now when you're watching this, the reason we're recording this months in advance is because October is going to be my month to where I am just stuck playing Sparking Zero, and I am so excited. I'm so excited to play Sparking Zero. Every day there's a new video of like we got new gameplay footage, and it's just updated, updated, updated. It's either things we haven't seen yet, or it's now how things look more polished, like down to the point to where Golden Frieza, like one of his punch animations, were updated. It's so cool, and I'm so excited. That like obviously, the man over there, Hayden, he is the game collector. I myself don't really collect games like that, but this is the first time that I have not only pre-ordered a game, but this is also the first time that I've gotten like a premium collector's edition thing. And so
Didn't you pre-order Rebirth?
No, I literally bought it the day it came out.
I thought you
did not
I thought you pre-ordered it because you got 16.
I was
recently.
my original plan was to pre-order it. I didn't do it in time. And at the point I was like, I'm not even really gonna bother. And so I just walked over to GameStop and I was like, hey, do y'all have it? And like, oh yeah, they opened a drawer and they literally had like a drawer with like 7 copies left in it.
Until I got Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade? Yeah, gee.
You have no clue what that game is, do you?
I know the memes and that is it.
You know the assets?
That is it. That is it. And there was one guy that he used to be friends with, and I was like, as soon as this game comes out, he's gonna play it. And he was. I was like, of course you're playing that. He was like, what do you mean by that? I was like, it was so funny. But yeah, dude. So I'm so excited for this game, and also in the background of where I will say in the background to when he was showing the screen where there's like a Mario stuff and My Hero Academia stuff, I'm going to be moving those, and that is where the statue is going to go. So the statue will be in the background whenever I use face cam, but also I'm going to be streaming this game a lot. I'm going to try to go competitive and stuff. I've never really bothered with competitive scene in any game. Overwatch here and there, Fortnite here and there, blah, blah, blah. Never really. Fighters I kind of got into a while back, off and on. But this game, I'm going to try to get the best I can. I want to learn all the combos, the characters. I'm definitely not going to master every character, but I want to play this game, get good, have fun. And I'm definitely going to play with some of my friends. So I'm super excited about all that. But, so now I was like, you know what? We could play another game. And I think it was your idea that we should pre-record because I want that month off. I believe this was your idea.
Yeah,
so
because I know what I'm doing for my month of October.
Yeah, and so I was thinking, like, you know what? What I always do for Halloween and just October, before we started doing this, was I'd either play, if I was playing Fortnite Halloween modes, I'd have the Resident Evil cosmetics on, or I'd be playing Dead by Daylight, have Resident Evil cosmetics on. I was like, Resident Evil just feels like that game for Halloween. And we did Resident Evil last year. I was like, why not do it again? Why not do it again for this year? And probably going to do it every year. I will say this, we're most likely going to play 3 before next Halloween, so probably 4 will be next Halloween. You shaking your head, no, I want to play the 3rd one.
You can play the 3rd one. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a super big fan of us getting sequels so close to each other. There's infinite games, and we're on already a sequel.
Oh, no, I know. I'm not saying soon.
Well, you said by next Halloween.
Yeah, by next Halloween, get the...
We're not playing RE3 on Games and Gamers probably till next Halloween. Anytime before then.
What do you mean?
No.
Alright.
Rebirth is the only one that I'm going to say made an exception. Because... Just because, one, it was my birthday month.
Yes,
2, we both wanted to play it. 3,
yes,
it happened to play as we were doing shit, and it just happened to coincide perfectly.
Yeah, it all worked out, except for the part of me being able to play it. But besides that...
Yeah. How's your hour and a half into this 43-hour game?
I'm going to restart that. Whenever I go to play it, I'm going to restart it and start over again and continue through.
Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna restart it. But I'm excited. I'm excited. I can finally do that. I can finally get back into
You
gaming.
can finally
and
play
actually-
video games.
I can finally play video games. I haven't been able to do that. And when I do play games, I barely have any time. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna just play Overwatch or something. Like, I'm gonna just do something to pass by time. Play mobile game. I don't know. Not start a whole story game. But I can finally do that again, and I'm super excited. And so now we playing with Resident Evil 2, which I've wanted to play for a while now. I'm super excited. I had a lot of fun playing it. I have noticed something. I noticed it the first game, and I definitely noticed it this game as well. I really enjoy the gameplay of Resident Evil 2, like the survival aspect, yes, and like the inventory, limited inventory, but also like just completing the map and solving puzzles. I enjoy that. I enjoy turning the map blue. I really enjoy that a lot.
See, I have a thought, actually. RE2 really doesn't have puzzles.
No, not really. It has the same thing Resident Evil 1 did, where it has the back and forth.
Not even
thing.
that.
It's like the puzzles. I'm not gonna. It has puzzles, but they're very small. It's like find the red gem for the box. Taking the badge and popping the USB, like there's these little things. Those are like
I guess the biggest quote unquote puzzle in the game is the clock tower, because that's here's here to here to here to here there.
Yeah, there's there's also the chess pieces. There's that.
Yeah, I guess you have two, and then you also have the creating the serum in the lab. So you got three.
Yeah, so
RE2
you only got 3 real puzzles. Yeah.
They're not heavy on the puzzles.
No, it's definitely more of the. It definitely has the back and forth stuff. There are some puzzles, so I will say
it's more akin to RE4. You haven't played RE4, so
I haven't played it yet,
that.
so I can't give an opinion on that.
But it's a very similar. We're gonna trust me. We're about to game people out there. We're about to be going into it. Danger will be leading this. He's played through the game 3 separate times. I've done it twice, and we're good. But yeah, no, RE2 Remake is very much more similar to like OG RE4, where here's maybe a sort of puzzle. Gotta slightly use your brain to figure it out. Like the chess pieces. The chess pieces are right there. That's probably the actual... That and the serum. I don't even know if I want to consider the serum a thing. It's just a pattern. You eventually figure it out. Not so much a puzzle. That's just a pattern. But the chess pieces are probably the truest puzzle in the game. And, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay on puzzles. It definitely has the... if you don't know what you're doing, which, I mean, when you're playing the game, you don't. It has the map is the puzzle, and you gotta figure out where you gotta go. But then once you get that down, there's not really any super big puzzles. One that I think it's like find the pieces. If anything, they're not hard puzzles. It's more of it's a puzzle. You just gotta find all the pieces to the puzzle, and I feel like that's what it is. So that's what I'm trying to find is where I'm saying it's a puzzle. You're looking for the pieces to the puzzle, but you pretty much know what the puzzle is. It's not any super difficult stuff. Which, yeah, there's only really 3 in the game. But I personally like it. I did enjoy the puzzles in the first game more. Honestly, you know what? I should have done something. I'll mention it at the end of this video. I'm probably going to forget. But I should mention it later in the video. But I should have checked something. But alright. And yeah, I made a mistake when I played the game. So basically, there's A plot and B plot. The A ending and B ending. Part A, Part B. I accidentally played Part A for
Scenario B.
I beat the scenario for Leon in A, and then I did Claire's scenario A. I never actually did a scenario B. And so I had to go back and I played Leon's scenario B. So I went Leon, Claire, Leon. But I ended up getting it. I streamed for like 4.5 hours for one night, and then
why did it take you? I was expecting you to have it done in like 3, because I ended up I had to restart it because I ended up going.
Mr. X sucks.
Yeah, I ended up having to restart because whenever I made it to the sewer for the first time on Claire, I had no ammo. Dude, I forgot to grab a weapon out of the fucking thing, the SMG. I forgot to grab it. And also the liquors kind of fucked me over because I completely forget you can sneak past them.
Yeah, I never knew that.
So, here's what you can do. There's people out there who haven't played this, just so you know. If you walk with your gun aimed, you walk slow. as long as the liquor does not touch you, it will trail behind you slowly, but it will not register that you are there.
I did not know that.
There's a notebook that even says the liquors are blind. They cannot see, they're blind. Make no noise because they're blind. So yeah.
That's cool, but I did not know that. I could have probably saved quite a bit of ammo there.
Yep, that's what I figured, because I ended up, like, I made it to the sewer with a knife and a flashbang to my name.
Oh yeah, you're just done. You're good. You're cooked. Yeah, you can get like soft locked in this game. You can get to a point to where there's no going forward.
Well, technically you can't, because you just have to be good enough. And Hayden is not. I'm not good enough to knife only.
One thing is this game gives you enough resources. It gives you just the exact amount of resources to where, as long as you don't have a skill issue, you can beat the game just fine. It gives you plenty of resources. You just need to be good. It gives you plenty, and throughout the game, I had like just enough to
just scraping by.
Scraping by every area. I'm like I'm looking through. You should watch. I'm like, oh. Okay, you gotta go watch something. In the first stream, in the part 1 of the second ending.
Oh, so
52 minutes in. It's 52 or 53 minutes. Marvin would not die.
Dude, hold on. We actually got to really get into this fucking review. I got a fucking bitch. I have to.
This was the first time through the entire playthrough that I agreed on you. Could you please,
so,
can you go watch? Here, I'll find it for you. I'll find it for you so I can at least get you the timestamp.
So, I want to
find it for
on my
you.
initial playthrough. On my initial playthrough, this is gonna be an actual bitch I have for this game. I understand. Alone in the Dark is a game I talked about that had enemies with very much slightly differing. Like, enemy 1, enemy 2, and enemy 4 take 4 shots with shotgun. Enemy 1, enemy 2, enemy 4 take 1 shot with shotgun to kill. It's HP differences. Fucking Resident Evil 2 has some of the most abysmal I've actually ever seen. And people out there may agree, others don't. Danger originally was like, meh, it's realistic. Because it got even worse than those 13 Danger. So, there was one fucking walker. It was the one standing in front of the vending machine that's like, I want my chips. Just banging on the vending machine. Like, man, I want to kill this fucker. But I didn't kill my initial playthrough. I went back later, initial run through. Like the second time I ran through, I shot him. I shoot him in the head 4 separate times. He just turns to me. Huh? Okay, you bitch. I shoot him in the body 4 separate times. He's still just kind of meandering his way towards me. I was like, okay, fine. 4 more shots. I shoot him in both his fucking legs. No, one of his legs. And on the 4th one, it finally popped off. And he's crawling at me. 12 bullets put into this fucker. I then pop a 13th into his head for him to finally die. Wee bit later, in the same run, I come back. And you know who's decided to come back to life? Mr. fucking 13 shots. Took another 4 to put him down. 17 bullets. This is no joke. Headshots included. 17 fucking bullets to put down one fucking walker.
Was that during the live when I was watching?
No.
You were in that? No? Okay, because I remember there was one where you counted like 14 bullets for one guy.
It was
like, the
8.
morgue. There was like, yeah. Or I think it was between 2. It was between 2 characters. But yeah, and also one thing that I do is like
This is when I was playing on my own. This is when I was playing on my own that I ran into one that took 17 fucking bullets. Ain't no fucking zombie surviving 8 headshots.
That's why, like, if I need to, like, one thing that helped me out so much when playing is shotgun. Just, you gotta make sure their heads are gone. You just gotta make sure they're gone. Get right up to them.
Claire.
Right.
This was as Claire. She doesn't get the shotgun.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
I was just like, you. And at this point, he wasn't a threat to me. He had no mouth left to bite me. He probably couldn't see. He had no arms. He was just sitting
Yeah,
there. He
they're
was
just
a
missing all their face. Every chunk the game has to get off their face, all the chunks are gone, but still they're like fully operational.
I had to kill him out of fucking spite. 17 fucking bullets. I have never hated an enemy more than that fat fuck. God. Can we get into the fucking review?
Okay, so
We're 30 minutes in. We've literally not talked shit about the game.
Okay, so Resident Evil 2. The game opens up with something that Hayden just hates, with an opening. We get a guy in a truck. He's eating.
Hold on.
He's eating.
Okay, let's do a little discrepancy very quick. This game actually has like we talked about A and B. You can either play as Leon or you can play as Claire. The opening is pretty much the same for both of them. Little change here and there. So when we're going through like a lot of this, unless we say something otherwise, just imagine it's the same scenario for both of them. So let's just get this a little bit out.
There's
of the way.
there's a weird thing to where when you play like preview A and preview B, like the perspectives, there's a lot that like counteract each other.
Yeah, I know. That's something. I believe it or not, I actually have, because I've been sitting about work today, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have a decent review for this. So yeah,
Yeah. So there is some things, and so I mean for gameplay, okay, but like I feel like they should have gotten rid of some of those.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get into that later. So we go in. It's this guy. He's eating. On the radio, there's this guy on a show. He's on a radio show, and he's talking about how, like, he saw a creepy lady. The guy's joking about it. The guy in the truck's listening to the radio, and this guy's talking about how there's someone like crazy. He like was describing her, and then how like she actually was like eating someone. She bit a guy's face off or something. As this guy's trying to get his radio fixed, he runs into someone in the middle of the darkness. Like, he was going through his truck and he ends up hitting someone. Guy stops, he gets out of the vehicle, he's like, oh crap, what do I do? And the person gets up, cuts to black. And then whoever you pick, it goes up in either Leon within his police vehicle or Claire within her motorcycle.
Yep.
Going up to the gas station just to get some more gas. Leon is trying to go back to the station because it's been radio silence, I believe, and then Claire is going
trying
up.
to find her brother.
Claire's trying to find her brother, Chris. Go up, you go inside, you hear as you're trying to get gas, you hear some commotion. After you see a cop car is open, you go inside, and you hear a bunch of commotion going on. You go around the corner, you see a cop with his neck pretty much just looks like it was bitten off. He has it covering it, and you like, what's going on? He points to the open door. You go inside, you go all the way in. There's another cop trying to hold the zombie. The zombie literally rips his throat out. By the way, all my Resident Evil streams are age restricted. And yeah, they're all age restricted.
By you or by YouTube?
By YouTube, they are age restricted. But you go in, which I mean is fine. Age restricted, I don't care. I'm making no money. I ain't doing no thing. I don't care. But you go in, and then you gotta kill this zombie. Typically, for the most part, dies in like 2-3 headshots. Go inside, grab the key, escape through the other exit, and then everything's breaking loose. The cop, he's now a zombie. He gets up, there's a zombie tries to get you, things fall over, you're in this, things went from 0 to 100 real fast. Try to break out, and depending on who you are, depending if you are Leon or Claire, you go up to the door, open the door, you'll either be inside or outside. Leon, he tells Claire to get down and shoots the zombie that is behind her, no matter which side they're on. They go outside, they get in the cop car that we saw open earlier, and they quickly drive to the city. They introduce themselves, say what's going on. Claire says that, oh, my brother, he's also a cop, he's here, I'm trying to look for him. Leon's saying he's trying to go back to the station, and hopefully they can figure out what's going on. They go through, the city is destroyed and in ruins. There's literal zombies eating people. Things are on fire, the city is destroyed, everything. It's pretty bad, and as they're trying to go through, they basically got to a point to where they're stuck. All of a sudden, the zombies are trying to get them, but as they hear and look behind them, there's a truck pulling in. Truck pulls in, It's the guy from earlier who stopped and hit the woman. The zombie woman got up, bit him. He's now dying and getting infected. Uh, he swerves, hits them to the side. They get out of the vehicle and they get launched. The truck was full of gasoline, explodes, and now they're separated. Depending on whichever character you are playing as, you walk through an alley and you're getting to the police station, which is surrounded by zombies. You get inside, you are safe for now. And it's the same scenario no matter who you're playing as. You go through, get inside. Once you get inside, you're trying to figure out what's going on. Hey, hello, what's up? No one's answering. You go up to a laptop. There's a camera, and a camera you could see I forgot the officer's name, but there's another officer, and he says, hey, I have the answers to get out of here. Meet me at this location. And then it shows you the map. Yeah, you don't get the map. You don't get the actual map until later in the game. You sneak through the bottom of an area. The door is barely open. You go through, get inside, sneak through. I don't think you run into a zombie yet. I think you have to yeah, you don't run into a zombie yet. You have to
go on through, you hear screaming, you help a guy. I want to talk about this because it made no sense for how he died. Because it was
it kind of does.
It's a normal zombie.
Okay, when you go in there, when you actually go inside there. Now, one thing is, so the reason he's talking about is he's screaming, yelling in pain. You're trying to pull him out. His entire bottom half is ripped off.
Yeah.
Right. When you go in there later, there are 4 or 5 other zombies on the other side of that wall.
But
there's multiple zombies, and the windows aren't broken yet. The windows are not broken yet, and there are 4 zombies on the other side of that wall.
Yeah.
It's a thing of like, I think, and the
craziness
that...
See, then it gets even worse, because if there's 4 pulling on him, and Claire pulling on him, there's only one way. You know how tug of war goes. There's only one way it's supposed to go.
Yeah, but they're biting into him at the same time.
So yeah, though, he shouldn't have been ripped up. He shouldn't have been ripped half. He should have just been yoinked under and called good. I just want to point that out. It's a Hayden thing, but he should have just been...
Yeah, there could have been that. I think definitely they were going for the grotesque look. They were trying to go for the horror factor.
Because if I remember right, this was the first remake. They were testing out the Resident Evil engine, so they really wanted to push this thing in the violence, see how far they could actually go. Because now... they
went pretty far with it.
Because the Resident Evil remakes have their own specific engine that's now kind of being used in the later ones. I think, I don't know, but I don't think 7 and 8, maybe, but I know that 2, 3, 4 remake are using the RE engine specifically. And the Dead Rising remake is using the Resident Evil engine too, which is kind of cool.
Interesting. But yeah, you get a notebook, you flip through it, and turns out there are these things that you gotta find. Each of these statues have a little medallion on them, and if you find all 3 medallions, you can go down into a a bunker type area, an armory, bunker, something. I don't know what it's for. There's a whole bunch of things underground.
Let's just say bunker. Let's just say safety.
It's either a bunker or it's a whatever. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on here in this world. But you can go through there, get out.
I don't understand Resident Evil's proclivity for making shit so fucking like extra.
It's Resident Evil. It's got, bro, the most common thing is the Leon backflip.
Even that. Like that. See, that's not even an issue. Is people do stupid stuff. But what fucking police station has also? I want to point this out. Resident Evil is a Metroidvania. I'm saying it now. But what fucking police station has 18 different rooms? Oh, these 4 are locked with a blue key. These 4 are locked with a red key. These 8 are locked with a velvet key. These 2 are locked with a green key. What about, what's the fucking point? I understand gameplay aspect. I understand entirely. They want to make the game as opposed to, just go peruse around. But why a fucking police station?
Technically speaking, if you read one of the pamphlets, it used to be a museum.
No, I know, but that doesn't explain shit. It sort of explains the statue. I'll give you the fucking statue. It's like, oh, secret thing. But all the other fucking rooms. What fucking police station has 32 different keys to open up specific rooms? And not a master key.
Surprisingly, there's a lot of keys involved.
4, I believe? Like 4
Yeah.
colored keys.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4? I want to say 4.
well, technically 3 because they're like Leon only gets the clover and Claire only gets the heart.
Well, it's still 4 keys.
Yeah, still 4 keys. What
You
I'm
got
saying
green,
is
you got blue, you got red, you got velvet.
yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I swear, if a zombie apocalypse happens and I run into a police station and I just see those fucking doors everywhere, I'm walking my ass right back out. I'll have better luck dealing with the fucking zombies.
But yeah. And then the keys. There was one point where I got confused of where the key was, and I was just going around in circles at one point because I was like, "Where's the other key?"
But yeah, so quick thing on that. You just go through your police station for the first time, learn a little bit. You talk to Marvin. Depending on who you play as, you just get a little bit like story, like world, a little bit of world lore.
Little bit of, and also Marvin acts differently between each character. But at the end of the day, Marvin wants them to save them. Whoever you're playing as to save themselves.
Yeah.
And he wants them to get out. He's like, "Hey, listen. At the end of the day, do not hesitate. Like, you gotta make sure you take these guys out. Like, they will kill you. They will get you. Either fight or run. That is basically the description of the game. Is in this game, you are either fighting or running. The running part's a lie. But besides that,
Because in my last playthrough, I conserved a lot of bullets because I figured out how to run around enemies.
I learned how to avoid Mr. X. I learned that as long like if he gets a punch going, that's when you move. Like wait till he's punching to move.
And then you have the normies. You can hear the growl they make. You can step back and they'll attack, and you can avoid them. I figured that out.
The zombie, it's weird. Like sometimes I can and sometimes I can't. Sometimes they like had a Red Bull right before this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sometimes those things are just fucking locked on. There's no doing.
Yeah,
it.
There's no escape.
Like when I was playing as Claire.
Like when you'll see it whenever like the timestamp I sent you for that thing. Like same thing to where he like Marvin just like he just super speeded all of a sudden to run up and grab me. That happens at times.
There's weird issues with this. Like, I want to say, it could have just been me, but I had one time I was going up to a later aspect of the clock tower, and one of them, zombies facing that way, he goes, and like, bites one direction, does a fucking 180, and grabs me. I don't know if it was me or like just me, a glitch or something, but I noticed that happening a lot, where I wouldn't be in the vicinity. Technically, their grab radius is their arms in front of them. I'm like, hey, I'm over here to the left, like 3 foot. Nope.
Yeah, if you're 180, you're fine. But if you were like to their back right or back left, like if you're like within this distance here, then they're just gonna go around and grab you.
It got annoying. It got annoying.
Yeah, that's when I learned some zombies I feel like are not worth it, and then some zombies are, oh, you're gonna be an issue. Let me get you. Because like the zombies at the very very top, like where you go between clock tower and the storage room, I left those zombies alone. I was able to avoid them. But zombies in like the middle of these like hallways, like they're gonna be a problem later, unless it's like the very like once you're done with the rooms on the left side, you don't go over there again. So I was like, all right, I'm not gonna mess with all those zombies. I got what I needed. I'm out of there. I'm gonna save ammo. So you can learn what ammo you need and not need to use. But some zombies just gotta go. Some zombies are gonna be in the way. They get you 10 times over, wasting your healing supplies. It's like I'd rather use 17 bullets than 3 herbs. But yeah, you go around the building. The priority you go through for the most part is on the left side first, because that's where all of your current important things are. The right side, you end up needing several other unlockables, so you're kind of restricted on that side. You go to the left side, you can find a locker room with a bunch of supplies. You could find one of the safe rooms, and I'm glad there are some safe rooms. There's not a lot, but there's some safe rooms. You can find one of the safe rooms where you can get hints with these photos. You can find the stash where there's all the weapon supplies, extra things. You can also find the sort of office area where you even get a note that's supposed to go to Leon to get a gun upgrade. And over time, you're just kind of going, for the first bit of the game, you're kind of just going upstairs, downstairs, right side a bit, other side. It's a lot of back and forth. Um, and one of the things is that the zombies are not like, they're I guess infinite, but they are not overwhelming. Like, so the zombies, once you get them out of the way, for the most part, especially if you start using barriers and stuff, you're able to keep the zombies at bay. But there are quite a bit of zombies, and that numbers just increase as you're playing the game. Uh, and so yeah, for the first part of the game, you're kind of just going upstairs, downstairs, left, right, and then you eventually get most of the medallions. Once you get most of the medallions, I'm trying to think, is there anything super... You get, like, a map to the building. I'm trying to think, is there anything super important story-wise before you go downstairs? And on the top of my head, I don't think so. Literally, your search is for get all the medallions.
Yeah, like,
open
that's
it,
why
yeah.
you literally just go through,
That's
you get
what
some
that's what I'm
keys,
saying. We
go
can save a lot of time.
Police
Just, yeah,
station, whichever one you go through, then you go down, you go into the sewer area.
yeah, and then Marvin, once again, has a bit of a different interaction depending on who you're playing.
You got this, rookie.
Yeah, you got this, Rookie, or you got this, but then you go down and you leave Marvin.
Hey,
You thank
nice
him.
ass.
You thank him. You leave
Could you
him.
imagine? Could you imagine if that was Marvin's last line to Claire's, "Hey, nice ass."
It's the last thing.
Ass.
Uh,
God, God, that's so. I don't know why that's so funny. I just imagining a zombie not going brains. It's going by ass. Not that one. That one. You know it's funny.
anyway, one cool. You go down into this sort of like library area office thing. But what's cool is inside there are two statues that are representing the medallion statues you had to find. Um, Once you save up, and also you can find a thing to where you can end up going back into the police station later. There's a little turn thing which will need a handle. I was about to say lever. You need a handle. Once you go downstairs, you basically go on through, and then if you were playing as Leon, you're just trying to move a shelf over. If you're playing as Claire, you go to try to move the shelf, and you end up finding Sherry. Well, you find it. You find a child, and also when you're running through, if you're playing as Leon, as you're going through this like pipe area, you hear like a weird monster gurgly thing and running above you. But then whenever you're playing as Claire, you hear little footsteps and I think even a voice. As you go, no,
You just
is it not Sherry?
no, it is Sherry. But you don't hear a voice. You just see the smaller footsteps.
Smaller footsteps. Okay, I thought
You hear
I
a
did.
growl as Leon. You just hear like the light pitter patter of like 80 pounds running above you.
Yeah, and then as you go in, Leon is able to open it. Claire is not. Claire goes to open it. She can't. And then when she looks underneath, she sees the child. The child at this point does not name themselves. I can't remember the exact interaction they had, but they're like, "Hey, like, who are you? Like, what are you doing here?" And they were like, and then she just said, like, it's coming, and like, it's behind you. And she's like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" Turns around, big monster. This is our first like super big bad we run into.
It's our first boss.
First boss. You see this guy in a trench coat, and he has a huge arm. Lab coat. He has a huge arm with an eyeball on it, and he's yelling, "Help me!" as he's attacking you. And I can't remember, because I know if you're playing as Leon, he just picks you up and just broly slams you into the ground 10 times until you go through the floor. I can't remember what happens when you're playing as Claire.
Pretty much, she just gets swung at a lot. She dodges, falls down. Like he breaks the floor, they fall down. He follows suit.
Yeah.
And so you have a boss fight against it. I'll go into the boss fight because combat's one of my things that you end up running around this little like maze figure eight, like double figure eight kind of thing while fighting off big bad. You have yourself an arsenal of weapons depending on you have shotgun and pistol for Leon. You have flamethrower and pistol for Claire. Fight him after a few minutes.
Not a flamethrower.
Well, it shoots flames.
It's a cartridge. Like
it's a grenade launcher, but it's a flamethrower. Damn it.
It's a grenade launcher. Well, because you can also make acid rounds.
It's a flamethrower.
You can't make flame rounds. You make acid rounds.
Anyway, flamethrower in hand. Flame launcher in hand.
There you go.
You fight this dude, and I want to say, originally when I first played this part, it was intimidating. And it could be because I played this game before that it didn't have, but it didn't feel as intimidating. I felt more intimidated the fact that I thought, man, I may not be able to kill this dude. I don't have enough ammo. More than, oh god, I won't kill this dude. It doesn't hear, like, Resident Evil is a horror game. It doesn't matter what anybody says, it's a survival horror game. I feel like the boss which was originally full of horror, lost a lot of its horror. Isn't as terrible, especially because you can cheese him. I can get him stuck on corners, slow him down, and shoot him. Like, it's fine. Fight is fun-ish. It's shooting that's just more annoying because he picks up a pipe and swings at you. But the fight itself just seems lackluster.
It's more intimidating when this game has the thing of when you first play it, it has more of that like horror, what do I do, aesthetic to it. It's the second time, it's like when you replay it, it loses that. But it does have some of that when you play it the first time. Like Mr. X. Mr. X is an intimidating character, but then you can learn, we like you can maneuver around him.
See, that's what I'm thinking. Is that Mr. X is going to be intimidating no matter what. Like even on my most recent playthrough, I'm running through. It's like, okay, Mr. Clean is coming after me.
I learned something. When he's chasing you, and you unlock you unlock one of the puzzle pieces, the safe for one of the things. When you go outside, when you try to go out the door after you get that, he just spawns there. Mm-hmm. He will always just spawn there. And I learned that because the first time I played it, I tried to leave, he scared the crap out of me, and I think he actually got a punch on me. The next time I played it, I was playing through Claire. I was like, watch this. I'm going to go outside and he's going to be... I was like, last time I went right outside and he was right there. I go outside, he's right there. I think he almost punched me. So I think he just spawns there after you get one.
Like, Mr. X is as much of a stalker as he is. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the stalker mechanic in this game. I'm not a fan...
He's intimidating. In all three runs, he's like, I'm like listening to his footsteps.
Just wait till you play in the harder modes because it gets faster the harder mode you play.
Oh, I hate that.
Like, you play it on normal mode, he's kind of at a brisk walk. You play it on the hardest mode, he's at like a light jog.
As long as you're moving, you're above him, you'll lose him after like going through like 2-3 rooms. You can lose him.
And his also tracking is a little bit better too, which I found. But I'm not like his stalker mechanic was. I want to say we've had stalker mechanic games prior to this, like Alien Isolation came out years prior to this. But stalker mechanic itself isn't anything super special. But RE2 did really well with the stalker mechanic because they added the intimidation factor. Because you don't see Mr. X until you come back in a second time. Early on, you end up, like, whoever you play as, there's a helicopter crash. It crashes in the police station, lets off a fire. And that's whenever Claire sees Leon, Leon sees Claire, and like, oh, there's a love moment going on, pretty much. And they say, all right, best of luck, essentially, is what they say to each other. You come back in, he just picks up a helicopter. Like, and people who didn't know this, like, people who've never played Resident Evil 2, because I know he's in the original Resident Evil 2. I haven't played the original Resident Evil 2 yet. It's sitting right there, but I haven't played it. I know he's in the game, so I can't say or like I agree or disagree if he's as intimidating in that one as he is in Remake.
Can he trigger right after you run into the other person at the gate?
No.
Okay, I was about to say
because it's that angle. It's that angle specifically.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I was like.
And also, you got to put it out with the water.
Yeah. That's okay. That's what I was saying. Because I was like, you said that. I was like, can you go upstairs and trigger him? Because I've never done that.
The only thing I can think of is I want to say in the second scenario B, he's triggered already.
Yeah, and the second scenario, so he's triggered already, but he isn't like super active. And like you can see a video of him.
Yeah, and he
You
goes
go
and
in.
he just punches a thing.
Yeah, but if you it'd be funny if you don't touch that, he just doesn't spawn in until you look at that video.
Yeah, but like this anyway.
That would be
The stock mechanic was actually done really well with this. I guess hunter mechanic, whichever one you want to call it. And Mr. X is a very much intimidating motherfucker. No matter what you say, no matter how many times you play it. I mean, you could make him your bitch if you play him enough times. But he himself is a very intimidating thing to just come running at you.
There was one time I was like in like the locker room. I love how we're so off topic, but he's a cool character. We're in the room, right? And I just hear him like walking around, walk, bang a door open, walk, bang a door. Like he's looking. But also when you're in the locker room with like the keys, there's like a window there, so you can see him go left to right, then bang a door open, look around, then go right, left. Like you can see him going around, and it's horrifying. And here's the thing: he can get into that room, so you're just crossing your fingers he doesn't look in that room.
Here's the thing that I was actually going into it that I need a fact check on this, whether it's you or listener out there. His AI is similar to Alien Isolation, but it's more of like he always knows where you're at. Like it could be a fact check, but his character always knows where you're at, like his AI does at all times in the game. It's just like a random interaction is what actually causes him to start coming after you. But like at any given moment, he knows exactly where you are. It's just like a trigger is what causes it. So it's like a gunshot, pretty much. Fire a gunshot, he's on opposite saying, all right, now it's time to go hunting after it. I think is how his AI works. Which which is actually really cool. Because a lot of the...
Okay, so what I'm guessing, what I guess is pretty much the same from what I'm seeing. So this is what people are talking about. I can't find a definitive answer. But from what people have seen, the most obvious is like he is just roaming around on his own. But also, what I assumed is apparently noises. He's triggered by noises, and so he could be nowhere near you, but a noise can trigger it. So whenever I found a silencer, you can find a silencer for one of the guns. I pretty much immediately thought, like, what would you need a silence for in this game? And I realized probably the guy that's looking for you. And so apparently what I'm seeing is noises such as running, banging open doors, shooting, any of these big things can cause noises. He will look for you. Thankfully, not the clock. Thankfully, the clock. But
yeah, but
that's so he can't. But also, when you go up there, he just stays up there. He stays up there with you. He will be on whatever floor you're on. For the most part, he does also roam around as well.
I know he does, but anyway, basically any interaction in the game, killing a zombie, it's any like the way that I want to say that it is basically. It's a like if
any
you go,
action,
any action whatsoever is what causes them to actually start coming after you. But his AI is always aware of you, so that's why. Let's say on the opposite side of the thing, you kill a zombie. About maybe a minute later, if you don't leave that room, Mr. X is gonna come, don't, bam, through the door. Yeah. Which I really like those mechanics. The AI hunting mechanics, like Lady Domitresk in RE8. You haven't played it yet, but she doesn't have that to her. She literally just roams around a certain area. I don't like the roaming AI. I like the ones that always keep track on you, especially
like they have it in their system of like if this triggers or this triggers, look in this area. But also if you can't find him here, he might be there, or that like just having a sort of mechanic to, like a program that has it to hunt for you,
like
to
Alien
actually
Isolation.
Look.
As much as I talk shit on Alien Isolation, I like the Alien Isolation AI because that's two AIs. One knows where you are. One know where you are.
One know where you are.
One know where you are. One know where you are. So two work together to figure out where you are and hunt you down. That's why no matter how much I talk shit on Alien Isolation, that is probably the best stalker that's actually been put in the game. So I just want to go on that little side tangent. Is Mr. X is handled very well in this game and all the aspects that go into it.
Yeah, dude. So I remember this one person. They had a mod for it, and it's like you know how the footsteps are proximity. Yep. They basically on top of the footsteps put X gonna give it to you on top of the layer with the footsteps. So anytime you're in proximity of him, that music plays, and I thought it was so cool. Um, but yeah, we go through, we go down, we do the fight, and if you were playing as Leon, the ladder all of a sudden falls down, and you're like, huh, I guess someone's looking out for me. And then if you're playing as Claire, she calls out to the kid, who we don't know the name of the time, calls out to Sherry to let him down, and Sherry's like, well, like, can you help me find my mom? Like, I can help you, but like, could you help me? I want to know where my mom is. And Claire's like, of course, like, sure, I got you. Like, we'll go find your mom. We'll figure this out. This is all crazy. Could you just please let me out from down here? And so then you climb up, and then Claire and Sherry actually get to talk for a bit, and have some interaction. Leon, he just runs on through, and then you end up escaping to the. You climb up some. You climb up a ladder, and then you get into the parking lot basement area below the museum, police station thing. As you go through, what you trigger is you go to look to see that you need a key card. If you're playing as Leon, you get attacked by one of our first introduction to a zombie dog, and you end
What's
up
it called?
Zombie dog?
No, it has an actual name. Cerberus.
Cerberus. I knew that. No, I didn't. I forgot. Sounds familiar, so I probably did know it at some point, but
Well,
I forgot
in
that I knew it.
RE1, whenever you go through the whole thing, like Black Tiger Queen Neptune, you know, Black Tiger more Neptune and all that shit.
Yeah. Gosh, you made me so confused and annoyed for days. And then when I got to it, I went past it and didn't realize I did because it didn't link up with what you were saying or something. I don't remember. I remember that it wasn't exactly what you were saying, and so I was just looking for whatever you were talking. I was on a goose chase. You sent me on a mind-numbing goose chase.
And people that don't know, go check out the Resident Evil review. For about 3 weeks straight, I sent Danger. It's like, man, the halfway point's like either Black Tiger or Neptune, are the two some of the bosses. But it autocorrected to Black Tiger more Neptune, and he's like, what the fuck? Black Tiger more Neptune? What does that mean? So I ended up playing along with Black Tiger more Neptune. No, Black Tiger less Neptune for like 2 or 3 weeks, and he's just like, okay, Hayden, it was funny at first. I have no fucking clue what you mean. And I like the idea. I never actually watched it, so I like the idea that he killed Black Tiger, and you just hear a sigh, and then you hear Queen Neptune. Oh.
I don't remember. It's somewhere. It exists. There's a whole playthrough on it.
Anyway, so under parking garage, depending on that, Leon gets his
Yeah.
shit, he gets attacked by a Cerberus. Claire and Sherry get attacked by fucking Chief Iron, Mr. Eyeballs popping out of his head, Mario-looking ass.
I made the joke about him looking like Mario. I don't remember what I did, but I was like, not Mario! I was like, what is Mario doing? Or something. I don't know. I made the Mario joke as well. But yeah, Chief Iron sucks.
Yeah.
He's a horrible character, and he just gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
He just gets worse. The more you know, the worse he gets.
And here's the thing, unless you play the survivor aspect, you don't know, he gets worse.
I assumed so. I already knew, and then I saw like I looked through like the bonuses, and I saw one of the things, and I'm like, oh, he is like, it's exactly what I assumed.
So, you know what? Let's go to Sherry's part really quick.
Go to Sherry's part
Because
okay.
So here's a little brief summary of what you do now. Is you have to go to Chief Iron's office, get yourself a garage pass key, and then kind of make your way through there to get your way out, and then go further into the city.
Yeah.
Am I missing anything?
Yeah, no. As Claire, you just go through to get everything you need to get out. To get out, you go to get everything to go underground, get out. Literally, just the whole puzzle thing again. Nothing really big. Nothing big. You end up getting like the phone call. As you're going through, you end up getting a phone call. That's why I was saying
is I couldn't remember anything happening with Leon.
Yeah,
it's just doing all that shit and then going on.
Leon, yeah, Leon's going through. Okay, well no, Leon, you end up meeting Ada Wong, Ada Wong.
There you go.
I know. I keep saying Ada Wong. I keep saying Ada Wong, and I'm stuck. It's Ada. I keep saying Ada. It's Ada Wong, and then you run into her. Again, she doesn't give her name either. She goes through. You try to follow her. End up and then she just disappears. You go through. You end up finding, one of the. You end up finding one of the. God, what's his name? I forgot his name. But anyway, this guy's locked up. He has glasses. He's locked up, and it turns out he actually has some dirt on
He's
Chief
a blogger.
Irons. Huh?
Isn't he a blogger? No, that's 3.
I do not rember.
There's a there's a blogger in one of them.
He's an interviewer. He's someone. He I don't know what's up. But anyway, he talked to him. He's like, I got locked up in here because I got some dirt on him. He's like, hey, listen, let me out. I'll give you this. This is the only way out. Listen, man, like, we got to get out of here. I don't want to die. You know, I don't know what's going on. Is there anyone else alive? Leon's like, there's a few of us, I guess. He's like, okay, cool. We got to get out of here. Here's this. And then a giant, like, you hear something approaching. Then a giant hand punches through the wall, grabs his head, pulls him across, and then smashes his head in. Really cool. And then as you're going through, my brain. Oh yeah. So what happened is as you're going through, this was our first introduction to him, right? Because you don't run into him until afterwards, and then you come back later. So end up, you talk to Ada again. Ada introduces herself, and then she leaves. You also leave. You gotta do the entire downstairs part. Then you go upstairs, run into Mr. X, which, by the way, still very cool character. You go. Resident Evil's really good at making characters.
No.
Villain characters.
No.
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 Aesthetically.
No.
Aesthetic. No.
No.
I think they look cool.
Marguerite Baker.
Okay. So,
look up RE7 Mrs. Baker.
I know.
And tell me that looks aesthetically pleasing. Please tell me.
Alright, so besides this one.
There's others, but...
Oh my gosh, it's showing cosplays. What's worse?
No.
They're very accurate.
God, please, just imagine on stilts and it's like, look at my hive! Oh, don't mind me. I got my dress. The bees start flying out. God, why, 7? Why? You're cool. Why?
They really wanted... So, there's 7, there's 8, had DLC, alright? This is a cool little pocket,
7
right?
had DLC, it had 3.
Yeah. So, like, there's 7, I'm just more saying, like, starting it from 7 and then going on a little after 8. Take all this, put it in a bottle. That's a great story. Let's move on. Cool. It's a cool little pocket, and I think it should stay there. Because they tried something different.
They did. But here's what we're gonna do: is we're staying with 2, at least for a little bit longer.
Like with the style of 2?
I'll be honest, I don't care. RE7 and RE8 were fine. There's definitely, if you play it back
to
back,
they're good.
You see some issues, 100%. Like it definitely has a lot of glaring issues. Like, and this is coming from somebody. I like RE8. I'm one of the very few people that has RE8 as like one of my top 5 RE games. Probably my 3rd favorite Resident Evil game. Honestly, I loved playing through it. I had a lot of fun playing through it. I've 100% the like base game, not counting the mercenaries mode. I love the game. It definitely 7 and 8 are kind of weak in the storytelling. 7 specifically.
I do think 8 had some cool stuff. 8 had some cool stuff in it. And I think it was interesting with both games. They wanted to try something new while still using like the Resident Evil name and lore. And I think with what they were trying to do, I think they did a good job. It's different. I don't hate it. It's honestly pretty good. I prefer the other ones.
And that's entirely fine. But I'm not going to talk anything on it until we actually
get there. I know. Just a little side note. But because I mean it was similar to the topic. But then we go through, and then once you go down, I made a little goofy whoopsie. So after you grab the name tag, right? After you grab the way to get out of here, right?
Yeah.
You see the huge hallway, right?
Right.
Now, what you can do, right, is you can either now I didn't do this until next time, right? So what I did on my newest run is I like pre-killed all the zombies, so I didn't really have to deal with them and stuff, right? What I didn't know, I didn't do that. So I'm kind of killing a few zombies here and there, kind of leading them back, getting headshots, taking them out pretty easily. I left a few alive. I try to go through. Mr. X is there. Now, what do you like? As I'm trying to go forward, what do you think I did?
You screamed and cried.
No, scream. Yes.
You want to know what's
cry,
something? I know this came out, but you want to know something I really wish was in the RE2 remake? Because this is, I think it's supposed to tie in more to the Resident Evil remake lore. I could be wrong on that, but I want to say it ties in more to the world of RE1 remake. Crimson Heads. Those were the ones that if you didn't burn could randomly get up and would fucking sprint at you.
Yeah. Oh, I hated those. I
wish we saw
those.
more Crimson Heads. I miss them.
I
miss them.
I hated those. I could see him doing maybe we're already kind of deep in it. We already got 2 and 3 and 4.
There's apparently rumors.
I'm sure.
I can't confirm or deny because I have my internal sources haven't said shit right now, and they're kind of I may have pissed them off, but
oh, that's great.
I know, but RE1 remake possibly in the style of 2, 3, and 4.
I would love that.
People don't.
I would.
This is common knowledge. Maybe about a month or so ago, this started circulating a month or two ago, and and people were bitching. Like, believe it or not, Resident Evil. You know what? Hayden rant. Fucking.
There's a lot of those.
Fucking every horror, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Dead Space. The only good horror fandom there is the Evil Within. They're the only good horror fandom because they'll appreciate anything they get. DLC. Ooh, DLC! New game. Ooh, new game. They don't see a new game. The fuck? Because Resident Evil 1 Remake got talked about. Nothing confirmed. And
I love that. I know. I gotta say it again. I would love that. I had so much fun with the first. And I didn't play the original. I played the remastered remake thing.
It's the remake, not remaster. You keep saying that. It's a remake.
Okay. I was told it's remastered. No. So that's what. Okay. It is full on, definitely without a doubt, a remake.
Right. Well, you can go look at one side by side graphic too, but also there's more shit added in the remake. Anyway, off topic. Okay, all these fandoms suck. All these fandoms suck. Resident Evil fans, you don't have to get games. If they're remaking one, it doesn't matter that they remade one 22 years ago.
Y'all can become Mega Man fans. How about that?
You can become fucking Shadow Hearts. They haven't had a game in almost 15 years. You can become fucking what's something else back there? Mirror's Edge. That franchise is dead. Manhunt. They're gone. Why the fuck do you bitch that, oh man, they might be remaking Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil Code Veronica. Like, all these people are bitching. Like, 1 doesn't need a remake. It's a perfect game. No, it's not. It's a good game, yes. But there's now discrepancies that don't fit within the lore. But also, why the fuck are you going to bitch if they're remaking a game? Why? Like, I know, they could make a new Resident Evil. Sure. They're working on Resident Evil 9. I don't know if you know this or not, but the directors of Resident Evil 7 are working on Resident Evil 9. Got confirmed in an interview 2-3 weeks ago now.
I've still yet to see the DLC for 8.
Shadows of Rose is fun.
I don't know what the current. I saw one funny thing about like the mannequins, and that's it. That's all I've seen.
But anyway.
But I think it's cool. I'm glad we're still getting more stuff. I love the Resident Evil series. I've said that, but I've loved it from an outside perspective. I love it more now getting into it because I've wanted to for so long. I haven't told you there's so many games, and even though I keep talking bad about it, I still want to get into Silent Hill and stuff. I want to get into these games. I want to play Biohazard at some point.
7?
No, BioShock. I'm sorry.
I'm about to say, did you? Because you're either talking Resident Evil 7 or you're talking about the Japanese name for Resident Evil. Because fun fact, it's actually called Biohazard over in Japan.
I did not know that until you told me.
My rant is not done.
All right, go ahead.
You don't have to get games. So I'm talking to Silent Hill fans too right now. Shut the fuck up. You don't have to get games. Be happy you're getting games. I don't care if it's not the one you wanted made. Oh well, who gives a shit? Like I was saying, Silent Hill 2's not going to do well. Not because it's not going to sell well. It's because the old school fans that, if I go grab my Silent Hill 2 copy back there, they're going to be one of those that with tears rolling down their eyes, this is a perfect game! Nothing can ever top this! Those are fucking fools. Games are meant to be better than other ones. They may not. Who knows? But if you sit in the past, I know people. I'm on a new rant, and inner rant, Hayden rant. It's rantception. But I know people that look at games from the fucking 90s that are like, this is the greatest game. Games have never been as good as this. Well, then why the fuck do you still play video games? Like Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. I've heard people say, like, in the Final Fantasy community, Final Fantasy died after these games, but they're still playing the other games. If they're dead, why still playing them? Parasite Eve. I've heard people say Parasite Eve is one of the greatest games ever made. I'm one of the people that's like, I genuinely think Parasite Eve is one of the greatest games ever made. The first one. I think it's probably my one or two favorite PS1 game. Let's say it's tied with Final Fantasy 9. I'm not going to sit here and be like, games aren't getting better than this. I like games better than I like those. Games get better. So if you're one of those stuck in the past, like Silent Hill fans, Resident Evil fans, what else did I fucking say? Dead Space fans. Dead Space is 50-50. Dead Space is happy they got a new game. They're now sad they're not getting another new game. But basically, just be happier getting games. My Shadow Hearts is dead. Manhunt is dead. Fucking Mirror's Edge is dead. Sonic the Hedgehog is on his last leg.
Sonic. I would say Sonic always comes back. Sonic was dying like 3 or 4 times. Anytime he's about to die, he comes back. Which game was it?
Alone in the Dark is dead. Like it just
Sonic Unleashed was a game. Sorry, I'm going on rant. Sorry, go ahead.
But like a lot of these games, we don't have to get video games. You don't have to get your new things. They could be making new IPs. They're still trying to make new IPs. Like Ballad of Antara. That's what it is. Like there's new IPs getting made. We don't have to get games that we know. I've been waiting for my Shadow Hearts remake. I've been waiting for my Kudelka remake. I've been waiting for Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger, Breath of Fire, all these. Those are dead franchises. We're never getting them back. Be glad you're getting games, because Resident Evil 7 brought back, we didn't have to get Resident Evil 7. It brought the franchise back to life. That's a fact. Resident Evil 2 Remake brought the franchise back to life, much more so. Could you imagine remaking the one that started everything?
This game got a lot of popularity.
Yeah, and I don't understand.
I'm holding Resident Evil 4 Remake right now. This game blew up, dude.
I don't understand why. I think RE4 is overrated, but that's a whole different topic.
I just realized, even though this is a new game, wait a minute, it says new, but even though it's a new game, he got it like $10 off. Pretty cool.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my rant, is be happy you guys are getting games. If you're one of those ones that's genuinely upset that RE1 might be getting a remake, go shut up. Just shut up. Be happy.
I'm happy.
See, Danger's blissfully ignorant for a lot of this shit, so he's happy. He's what a fan should. I'm gonna talk on myself because I've argued with Manny, Sea of Stars guy, more than once, that he thinks my opinions are opinions just to have opinions. Because RE4, I think RE4 is overrated. I've played it. I mean, nowadays it's nothing special. It's 20 years later. It's nothing special. 20 years ago, it was ahead of its time. But nowadays, I go play RE4. It's nothing special. And that's, I've played a lot of games. I play games to have fun. That's why my opinions are just different than his. He listens to reviewers. He never listened to reviewers. 90% of reviewers are wrong. I don't give a shit. I'll tell you my honest opinion.
Your opinion doesn't agree with my opinion, so therefore it's a fact.
Like, I'll point out, like, Kingdom Hearts. Like, I love the shit. I love Kingdom Hearts. Hell, I love Kingdom Hearts. I'll point out every flaw the game has. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, rose-tinted glasses. Game's great. No flaws whatsoever. Plague Tale. I'll talk shit on Plague Tale. I love the Plague Tale franchise. Parasite Eve. I'll talk shit on it. Kingdom Hearts. Buster Sword.
I'll be honest with you, we'd be pretty bad at our jobs, our quote-unquote jobs. We'd be pretty bad at them if we could not talk bad about it.
Like I said, Danger looks at stuff more biased than I do. I don't care. If I don't like something in the game, I'm going to point out why I don't like something in the game.
For me, like, if it's a game, same with me. If it's a game that I think has its issues, I go down, I think Spider-Man, I think it went, I talked a lot about the issues Spider-Man had and what could have easily fixed them. I also like trying to go into what I think could have fixed a game. Sea of Stars, bro. That is such a love-hate relationship. I love Sea of Stars so much, but oh my gosh, oh, they could have fixed like 10 things. But anyway. It's been a while since we recorded together, so we're going off a lot, but this has like been the first time we've hung out in like a few weeks. All right, so we talking a lot. Our bad. I'm finally getting back into the content creation thing again. So excuse us. Our bad. My bad. Where were we? But we went through Mr. X. I didn't realize this until I finally did second run. There's a lever at the very back of the jail. You're supposed to run back, open it, or no, you're not even supposed to do that. When you see all the zombies, you're like, oh, I can't go through them. You're supposed to open it, go around, see Mr. X, and then flank him. I didn't do that. I went forward, pushed past the zombies, and I put myself in a sandwich between Mr. X and zombies. So yeah, but you escape, and if you're playing as Leon, Ada will run in with a truck, hit him, get out. He tries to go out. Ada's like, nothing dies around here. Blows up the truck. And then you end up escaping. And as Claire, you also escape. Now, this is a part that's super, super cool. Are you going to say something?
I'm about to say, are you about to talk about how we go over to the orphanage?
Yes, I'm trying to say that. If you're playing as Claire, Mr. X will start chasing you. You got to flank around him. Then you go outside, and if you go outside, you see a zombie banging on a gate, and you basically got to go up to the zombie, make him fall.
You missed a whole part. Claire gets the phone call from Chief Irons whenever she picks up the parking.
Right,
thing.
right,
And
then
you play
yes.
as Sherry. And
right.
I like the Sherry. I like the Sherry segment.
You go for it.
I like the.
It's cool. It's so creepy. And the entire game, this part made me so creeped out. And the entire game.
There's a whole bunch of things to it, and I think there's two ways to look at it. And then there's
I swear I remembered the game's name, but there was a game it reminded me of immediately.
Among the Sleep?
Yes. My brain was thinking. I was looking. That's exactly where my brain went. I was looking up Among the Sleep because Among the Sleep's what was in my head, but I wanted to look it up before I sounded stupid. So yeah, I mean, I know I could do that easily, but I wanted to look not as stupid. But yeah, Among the Sleep, dude. That's what I've not seen this game in like 10 years. About 10 years now. That's what this reminded me of.
Hayden, because he played it first, was reminded of the Natalia DLC of Revelations 2. It's a stealth game. So Sherry is an entirely different look on it because it becomes a stealth-based aspect of you after your little like 9-year-old running around hiding from like a 56-year-old man who's really
we didn't talk about the room.
Really weirdly into taxidermy. He gets off doing taxidermy on all sorts of species. Like in his office, he can go to a secret room that has a fucking bear, has a fucking tiger, a lion head, a moose head. Like he hunts the shit and taxidermies it himself.
And he has it in a notebook, and you read it. And it's like, oh man, I gotta like pull this gut out, and I gotta do this. And it's like, oh, I cleaned out everything. Oh, I gotta put it.
He's about as bad as me talking about video games with these animals.
And
it gets even worse.
It gets worse.
But like, I don't know if you know this or not, which we're going to talk about. I could be wrong. But anyway, as Sherry, you run through this place. You got to do a little bit of puzzle. Which hold the fuck on. I got a bitch. So
I already knew before we were going to do this episode that you were going to complain a lot. I would go for it. I'm already so prepared for this. I'm probably going to go get me something to eat. Just to let you go.
We're actually ahead of schedule. We're not even an hour and a half into this.
All right.
So Sherry's section. I don't mind puzzles. That's not at all what I ever do. You have a little like block puzzle you do so you can get a pair of scissors. One, why is that puzzle like this? You pick up a little doll. Here's a block. It has triangle, circle, square, star. Another side is circle, triangle, circle, square. Shit like that. And you have to go grab a little thing, put these little blocks in a specific pattern to get a pair of scissors.
Cause tell me why I feel like this is like, are you smarter than a 5th grader? And I'm just
tell me why she had to cut the tape and couldn't just like rip her way through the cardboard.
And I'm just sitting there with the blocks. I'm like no, like bro, I'm just sitting there like like rubbing my hands against my chin, like flipping the bottle, like oh.
Like
Bro.
like I understand. I understand they gotta have some stuff in there, but one, why is that? Why is it hiding a pair of scissors? Why not a fucking toy to make sense? No, it's a pair of safety scissors.
Gosh, the creepy like bear thing. Like not only do you see this creepy bear, right? But then you slowly turn it around, and then the animation to get the block out, it's so slow.
It's not
and
a bear.
totally- or whatever it is.
It's a
whatever the heck it
girl.
was.
It's a blonde girl.
Was it the plush?
Yes.
Was that what it was? I don't even know what it was. I don't remember. I remember it
Like
looked creepy.
it's weird. It's weird things that go into it. Then you also get duct tape. It's cardboard. You know, little girl is not smart enough. I can rip through the duct tape. It's like, no, the duct tape. I can rip through the cardboard. The cardboard is duct taped to the wall. I have to cut the duct tape. Not, man, I can rip through the cardboard. Man.
Okay, but it's black tape. Very strong, super powerful.
Oh, on
tape.
cardboard. I said cardboard.
I know the cardboard that was. You actually looked at like the fine print right next to it. You read it. It's like super strong, 10-layer cardboard. So it's like super powerful stuff. So like you gotta. I don't know if you know about this, but it's very powerful cardboard.
Danger.
It's like titanium. It's like titanium.
Danger. Do I
don't
need
know
to
if
go
you know
grab my fucking cardboard buster sword?
No.
I understand how tough cardboard can be, but it's a fucking. It was an inch thick at most. At most, it was an inch. I want to say it's maybe a half an inch. You're telling me as a child that, and what was it? How was it kept to the floor? What? How is it kept to the floor in such a way? Or not even that? Like you could look there, because whenever she cut it, she didn't cut a square. She cut the tape and it just flopped over. You're telling me she couldn't have squeezed a way through the cardboard? You know that little slip right there? It's a lot of stupidity that goes into Resident Evil. Like that's one thing I was gonna like. I even showed Danger this prior. Resident Evil doesn't take itself seriously. I don't care what anybody says. And if you don't know what I mean, look up Resident Evil Gun Fu. If you don't know what I mean, just watch that little 3-minute clip.
I want to. Resident Evil's here to have fun. That's
So
what it is.
anyway, as Sherry, you then start exploring this little orphanage. You have to make your way through like a little crib area, which I want to talk about, which is a weird thing I noticed is on my second playthrough. Go through crib area, you find Irons doing his weird little taxidermy stuff to fucking Mozart or Beethoven, one of the two. And this is the part I want to talk about. There's a girl on the table. Did you know that was one of the survivors you play as?
Yeah, like that. So I didn't know it until I saw this person. I see a person. I'm like, oh, he's taxidermied a human.
He
Like,
wasn't yet. He was in the process.
Oh.
And here's the sad part about it. Is that's what I'm saying. It gets worse. So there's Survivor DLC. This is Mercenary
Yeah, I've
mission.
seen it. I want to play it. I want to play it. Go.
No. I'm just
Oh, okay.
like these.
Okay.
It's not a story in any way, shape, or form. It's literally get from point A to point B. Here's a little excerpt. You're done. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's how quickly can you do this? How well can you memorize the shit? One of the survivors is that girl on the table.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
last
it's
thing
so
you do
creepy, yeah.
is you make it to the orphanage, hoping for help.
Oh my god.
And Irons kills her to taxidermy her.
That's horrifying, dude.
Irons is a weird fucking dude.
Dude.
He's almost as bad as Shao Tucker.
Oh, okay.
So
Anime dude, yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
So anyway,
The vibes I was getting, I can't remember. I feel like it was like Pig. It's like PYG or like something. I can't remember his name, but from Arkham, I think it was City. Maybe it was Arkham Knight. It might have been Arkham Knight actually. I think it was Arkham Knight. But there's a guy in there, and he's so creepy. He like does similar things, and he's so creepy. Or like Doll Maker. I can't remember. Oh, I can't remember the name of like who the guy is. I've only ever seen him a few times ever, like in my life.
I
But
was just reminded of that one creepy uncle.
He's so creepy, and it gets worse. And you see the person like, gosh. And then
So-
and then you see all the bonus DLC stuff. Yeah. And
So
you see
anyway.
an image. It's like, oh yeah, that's horrifying. Dude.
So, as Sherry, you go grab a key because you want to break out. As you grab the key, Iron pops his head out. It's like, oh, no, Sherry. You throw some acid on him. It's like hydrochloric acid. Burn away half his face. I think it's hydrochloric acid. It's some strong-ass acid that immediately burns. I don't think it's hydrochloric because I've put hydrochloric on myself. It doesn't burn that quick, so it's probably something a hell of a lot stronger. You then get
Or you're
chased.
just superhuman. Or that. It's the other one. Either one of them.
Yeah, it's probably the latter of the two. But anyway, you go through, you then get chased by him, get into the little, like, crib room, and I want to point this out because I saw this. So, you can hide under shit. You have to hide shit while he hunts you down. If he sees you with a flashlight, grabs you, it's game over. So, there's a table you can hide under as Sherry, where you have to crawl under to get through the door, right by the blocks. For whatever weird reason, whenever you go back into that room, that table is broken and you can't crawl underneath it. Like if somebody kicked the legs and it just bent inward, so you can't use it. I just laughed at it. So Irons chases you. As he goes, he ends up after a few minutes. He has to wash his face off because acid hurts people. And so you grab the key, unlock everything, go run to the front. Oh no, it's locked from the outside. Don't know how it's locked from the outside. Really weird. Go back into the taxidermy office. He grabs you, and the next thing you know, big bad sewer man monster, one eye monster comes in. Grabs Irons, puts his weird little oogly hand all over Irons' face, and like force feeds him something. And then cut to Claire.
Yeah, you cut to Claire. That's whenever you actually manage to, and that was like after the phone call. You phone call, then all that happens, but then it's after phone call. You end up leaving. Mr. X chases you. If you're playing as Claire, you end up. A zombie ends up knocking over a gate, and it's also lit up for you to see. You go through, and you go through a back way. If you're playing and you go to an orphanage, there's like a field, there's more dogs, there's a bus you gotta go through, and then you get to the playground. Which I also saw the gate of the playground while I was playing as Leon. Like, you know, like PS5 has a thing. I heard rumors they were gonna add wallpapers back. They still haven't yet though. But it basically, for the background, it shows like where you left off, which I think that's cool. It showed like a playground area, but I never saw it on Leon's. But that's where you see it. You see this weird, creepy gate thing. Very horrifying universe, dude. I will say that the Claire's side has far more of like the horror stuff. But if you play as Leon, you go past the gate. There's no light, no nothing. Mr. X just blew up, and you follow Ada. And you go and see the roads blocked off, and you go into the gun store. If you go into the gun store, you end up running into you get some stuff. You see a note from Jill, actually. And also, I think they added, like, extra missions. I don't know if they were added afterwards, but you could get an achievement, and I think it was after they added Resident Evil 3 Remake. Because it's an additional achievement. It's not part of the base game. But if you find both notes from Jill, you get an achievement.
No.
Like, you... No?
Those were in the original.
Yeah, but the achievement I don't think was, though. Because the achievement's afterwards. It's not part of the base game.
Let me go pull up.
Because because it's not part of the base game. It's an attachment. Also, it uses her Resident Evil 3 model. It has a Resident Evil 3, like the remake, Resident Evil 3 remake model as the trophy symbol.
I mean, you tell me you're thinking, let's see, what are you talking about? Another Survivor?
No.
Because, yeah, the trophies, no new trophies have been added. All the trophies stay the same.
From the base game?
Yeah.
Then you know what? Maybe it's a trophy that's not required to 100%.
Another Survivor.
Then maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just a trophy that's not required to 100%. Which, that's weird. That's weird. Why would it not be there? I don't know. Because it's literally its own thing. It's its own trophy by itself, I think.
Yeah, it's like the Ghost Survivors. Because the Ghost Survivors destroy all Mr. Raccoons.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that one done.
I'm about halfway through, actually, of the trophies. Neat.
Yeah, I definitely see myself trying to get more of these trophies done. But yeah, we end up going through. We have this sad moment with the dad and his daughter pulled aside, and gunshot. Very sad moment. It gets me every time. Then you go through down to the sewer area. When you go through the sewer area, you go further down. You have a bit of an interaction. Turns out, Ada is here with the FBI to bring down the Umbrella Corporation, and they're trying to find Annette, who Annette was mentioned on the recorder. You're trying to find Annette as they're one of the creator of the G virus. And you're going through, you go underground, and basically Leon's like, okay, well, I gotta team up with you to take him down. I wanna fix this. Like, I don't need to know. Why does he not need to know? We gotta figure this out. You go underground, and then as you're going forward, it's like, oh, I see a light. You go forward, like you see some garbage at the end. The garbage starts moving, and turns out the garbage has a tail. As you're going forward, you end up jumping down, and you end up running into this giant gator monster. This absolutely giant gator creature thing. And then you have this fun, very easy sequence of running through the sewer. As you escape over the sequence, there's a pipe, you blow it up, you blow up this gator in half.
Did you say whenever Claire made it to the sewer or no?
Did I say Claire made it to the sewer?
No, I'm asking if you did, because like I was saying, a lot of this, some of these things can go hand in hand. So for like some of these segments, as opposed to backtracking.
Leon goes to the sewer. Claire's got the thing. Claire's now also gone down to the sewer, and they have like a run.
Claire went to the orphanage after all her stuff. She met Chief Irons and said, "Too late, too late."
Yeah.
A chest burster pops out. You go down, find a little secret thing. You find Sherry. You get chased by Mr. X. As you're getting in an elevator, Mr. X grabs a thing. Then you see Big Bad Monster that you've seen already. Like slices way through Mr. X, mutates again, and then you go on through there. Now Claire meets Annette, and she's like, "Hey, so did you see Birkin, William?" Who? The monster, William Birkin. You know, the monster. Obviously, you should know what his name is. Anyway, thank you for bringing Sherry back to me. That's her daughter. That's my daughter, by the way. Thank you. She's none of your concern. You can go fuck off. Then you're in the sewer.
Yeah. So, which, by the way, we'll get back to that later, of Mr. X getting ripped in half, chest cavity completely gone. We continue forward. There's many little changes they could have made to make this work completely hand in hand. There's a few they could have done. No?
Not till the end.
I ain't gonna say anything.
Not till,
but,
I'm just saying, like, I'm holding off on that stuff till the end.
Yeah, I don't know. But then we'll pause at that moment of that they're trying to go forward. Go back to Leon. You escape through. You go up, and Leon's like it affected a gator. I thought these only affected humans, as he's literally gotten attacked by dogs. But okay. He's like bit of a writer's note right there.
Ooh.
What?
Inside Out 2 is officially the highest-grossing animated film of all time.
That's crazy, but also not surprised.
$1.4 billion for Inside. Dude, that makes me feel so good. This was such a good movie.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to go see it. I loved Inside Out 1 so much. I loved Inside Out 1, and I want to go see Inside Out 2. I'm glad it did well. I'm very glad.
I am too. Like, I don't talk about this often, people. I don't talk about movies often. But I fucking love the Inside Out movie. Like, I love it. It's probably my favorite Pixar film, and 2 is right behind it. I legit almost shed a tear at the end of the movie.
And apparently they already have a green light for the third one.
Oh, yeah, they got 3 and 4 already greenlit.
Yeah. So, and I think that's cool. I think it'd be cool to go through the character, like, you just go through the ages of life and all these different emotions and stuff.
I think it should be a trilogy.
I think a trilogy would be good.
If anything, only 4. And so 3 will be her in high school going off the college thing. 4 will be her raising her kid.
Yeah, that would be cool. The full circle. I think that'd be really cool. I think of 4 being full circle.
Like, that's what I'm hoping. Like, that's 100% what I'm hoping is 3 is her kind of, realizing more adult things in the world. And then 4 is, parental.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm glad about that. I think that's cool.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. Why don't we talk about it? I've been doing work stuff, and he's been doing all around gaming and work. So we've just been busy. So we talking a lot of stuff.
Go check out All Around Gaming.
Go check out All Around.
I can't tell you what's out right now. Just go check it out.
Yeah, at the time that we're recording this like months in advance, so we probably has 10 more games beaten by now.
Yeah, probably 3.
It's a whole month to beat 1.
I mean, Metroid Prime's taking a little while.
Oh yeah, because you do them in like smaller segments.
It depends on the game. Like I was told maybe I got like 3 hours left of Metroid Prime, so I may do 3 episodes left of it and just get it fucking over with. But I'm at like a PlayStation. I'm on God of War right now.
You're telling me you don't want to do 2010 YouTube where you have Mario Galaxy episode 168?
I'll be honest. I'm not even fan right now because I'm playing Skyrim, and that's gonna be like 40 episodes. I'm not even a fan of that. That's what it landed on.
Oh boy.
Yep.
I will say, Mood and Gamma are both really into Skyrim.
Skyrim, actually, no, fuck. Skyrim might still be going on by the time this episode's out, now that I think about it.
Oh boy. Hey guys, you want to check out a series that already by now, as we're talking about it, is going to be...
Theoretically, who knows? I could be thinking...
Theoretically.
Then you have PlayStation and new Nintendo. I don't know. Help me. I've gone down a spiral.
Guys, once he's completed every game, his channel will end. Now, every time they release a game, his channel will keep going. But once he defeats all games, his channel's gonna be.
Once I reach 100 subs, I'm gonna say this Games and Gamers. They should maybe I'm already at 100 subs. I don't know, but 100 subs on all around gaming, and I will do a 24-hour game-a-thon. See how many games I can beat in 24 hours.
Oh, you talked about that before.
This is 100% a fact, yeah.
He's actually asked me about that, like, theoretically, how many games could I beat in 24 hours? And he was like, he had his list, and I was like, I have a few. Like, I have a few shorter games, and I have added, like, one big game in there, like Spider-Man. Spider-Man, even if you do all the speedrun stuff and whatnot, it could still take a minute. You avoid side missions, go straight into the game, it can still take a bit.
I'm thinking, like, I'm thinking right now I can probably beat 15 or 16, depending on the game.
That's cool.
I know. But God, help me.
But we go through Gator, you go up, and then as you're going through talking, now Leon runs into Annette. How did they run into each other? Anyway, you run to Annette, and then Annette does ultimate escape, sets a zombie on fire, and runs away.
Doesn't she also shoot him?
Yeah, so she sets the zombie on fire and runs, goes around the corner. As they're chasing him, Ada goes around, and then Annette starts shooting at Ada. Leon runs in, jumps, superhero style, pulls her out of the way, and Annette shoots him in the arm. And then Annette gets away. Ada, instead of chasing him, stays behind to patch up Leon, and then chases after. And then you get to play as Ada. So as Claire, you got to play as Sherry for a bit. As Leon, you can play as Ada for a bit. Which Ada's segment is super quick and easy. If you know what you're doing.
All you gotta do is, if I remember right, you go into like
first run. It took me quite a while, but when I did it again, I was like, okay. It's the thing of where I realize how dumb I am. Because I'll do the first run, and I'll mess up like 50 times or something. But then when I replayed it, because I replayed it playing as Leon, I got through it so fast, and I was annoyed. I was annoyed at how fast I got through it. I'm like, oh, I think I saved like 2 hours on like my... Yeah, I think in total I saved like 2 hours.
Ada's is fun. It's very Watch Dogs-esque with the just hacking through the walls.
I got this game similar vibe of like playing as Sherry and as Ada gave me like Insomniac Spider-Man vibe, like that, like because of them having like their own gadget or stealth or other thing, like it's different, and so it kind of reminded me of like, oh, here's this segment with this cool stuff, especially like Ada looking through the walls to hack stuff. That really reminded me of it. But they were cool. You go through, you end up finding a wristband to get through a door, and that's like, well, it shuts the thing to set you on fire. For example of how it took me longer, the first time I did it, I thought you just need to connect it all to one and activate it. Like, Annette's saying the thing to set Ada on fire. And I accidentally triggered the first one. So I had to backtrack, change all of them to trigger the others, and I literally defeated it and walked out of there as not when the timer was 0, but as it literally like ended. And so literally the timer was gone and I walked through, last second made it. So that was cool. You go through, you go inside, you walk a bit more, and then you run into this sort of like crane thing. I don't know what it is. or what its purpose is, but it's a machine. It does something. Same thing of where Resident Evil is just its own universe. I don't know what purpose this machine is supposed to serve, but it's there. Um, and it trapped Ada and sent her off. But also, while Ada's talking to Annette, Annette's like, "You're never gonna get your filthy hands on the virus," and Ada's like, "What happened to your husband? Like, did you kill him to take all the credit?" Annette started by like, "Yeah, it's an interesting theory," and then sets the thing to kill her. And Annette's like done, like Ada's done with the game of cat and mouse, and Annette's like, "Oh, I agree, this game's over." Ada falls down into this dumpster trash pit,
Trash compactor.
garbage compactor, yeah. And then Ada accidentally gets a blade in her leg, like it's she falls and lands right on
Shrapnel,
it.
not a blade. It's scrap metal. She needs a fucking tetanus shot.
Yeah, and she's stabbed with it, can't get out. And then you also hear there's like something yelling in the distance. There's some sort of monster, and she passes out. And then it cuts to Leon. It's Claire. You're looking for Sherry. You go through pretty much same thing as you go through a bit of the map, and then as both Leon, you go through the sewer. Same as Claire. You just same thing. You go through the sewer, run into the same enemies. Pretty much I think Claire goes one way instead of the other, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
But it's the same, literal exact same map. Just she goes right, he goes left. You go up, and then because as Leon, you can find the tape immediately. Claire, you have to go all the way around to get the tape.
So some of these things are...
I didn't even get the tape for Claire because I didn't have enough resources.
Like I said, some of these discrepancies we don't have to go a whole lot into just because it is the same. And for Claire, what it is, whenever you go see Annette, whenever you go to that little trash compactor, you see Sherry in there, Annette's scolding her, "What are you doing? Why aren't you at home?" "Well, you and Dad were gone." "Why didn't you call the cops?" "I did. No one came." "Well, sucks to be you then. I guess you're staying here." Sherry then passes out. And you also, I want to say this right now, Sherry's infected.
Yep.
Do you know what she was infected with, right?
The virus.
Specifically.
G virus.
Birkin. Alright, so, Hayden lore time. So, do you know how Birkin works, his little zombified form?
Not on the top of my head.
So,
that I can think of. Not that I can think of.
So, Birkin is trying to procreate.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, whenever with irons, that's him infecting and it not being compatible. Birkin's trying to find something very similar blood type, and that's why he's been hunting Sherry in order to procreate and make more of him, pretty much.
Got you. Okay.
So, Sherry...
I did not know that detail.
So, Sherry...
I assumed, because, like, Sherry was trying to get Claire up. Claire did wake up. She ran, and so did the monster. And so, yeah.
So, Sherry, being his daughter, Birkin's daughter, having a lot of the DNA the same, is a suitable host for procreation. So, unfortunately, Sherry gets caught and gets infected. And right now, inside that poor child is a fucking virus gestating and growing. That's what's wrong with her.
If you're playing as Leon, you don't know until later. Yeah, but then if you're playing as Claire, then you know. So, then, yeah, I'm correct that you know sooner.
Well, yeah, once you basically, so then you go through the sewer.
It's different depending on who you play as. So, Claire, you find out immediately. Leon, you don't find out until later. But we're mentioning this detail now because it was already mentioned.
Right, and I just wanted to do lore stuff because Resident Evil has some, as unserious as it is, they have some cool lore. They go through the sewers, and both of them find their people. Ada for Leon, Sherry for Claire.
You gotta you go through the sewers. It's kind of pretty much the same thing, bit of back and forth. There's some interesting puzzles. My fun puzzle, and here's what I learned. This definitely is one of the puzzles because I had fun with it. I enjoyed the puzzles in the game. And the puzzle you unlock is the chess puzzle, and it's different for Leon and Claire. No, it's the same for each of them, but second run is different. My bad. The second run is different, which I think is cool. Second run actually has like some different stuff in it, like several different things.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much, but it's enough for it to be worth playing it again. Um, and so you go through, you end up going through. Gosh, the sewer part. The sewer. The sewer. Everything in this game, I do not like the sewer one that much. Mostly because of those annoying monster things. But if you get to the very end, you get a weapon. For Leon, you get flamethrower, and flamethrower is really good to kill anything. Flamethrower is really good to kill anything. Um, and then with Claire, you get this like zap taser super weapon. I've never used it. Never used it once.
You can one-shot the Birkenites with it if you hit them in the eye.
That's cool. I never knew that. But as you go through, you end up finding all the pieces. You unlock the door. You go in, and then you try to open the thing. Power doesn't turn on. You got to go turn on the power, and then as you turn on the power, as you try to leave, a giant hand shoots through. As you're trying to escape, the monster's now there. The G monster, Birkin. But it isn't it just called like G?
It's a G virus, but if you go look at the thing, it's just Birkin. It's either G or Birkin, but Birkin.
It was if you go through the monsters, it says like G stage 1, G stage 2, G stage.
But
I don't have G.
It's
I don't have
Birkin.
stage 2. I don't know. Yeah, but Birkin. Claw attacks through, and then because it's not because you don't know if you're Leon, he doesn't know until later. So it's
No,
referred to
I'm
as-
just saying, like, just for you and I, we're not
also
Leon
no
or
idea.
Claire.
No idea. Mr. X was referred to as Tyrant.
Yeah,
In the trophies.
he's a bioweapon.
Yeah, but for seeing because it makes sense he's the Tyrant, but like seeing in the thing
He's 04, I believe.
Tyrant 4.
I think he's either 4, like 3, 4, or 5. Because
Which
Tyrant,
which number is Nemesis?
he's I don't think he's classified in the thing. If anything, he's 3. I want to say, but I don't think he's just Tyrant and Nemesis.
Got you. Yeah, because I definitely know Nemesis is on that category. I will say there was like one guy who made a whole. I gotta find the video. I know off top again, but there's a guy who went through the whole video of like Nemesis in 3 is like one of the best like characters in like gaming general, and like they did not do him justice in the third game, like the remake of the third.
Yeah, no, like 3
I'll see if I can
sucks.
I'll see if I can find that. I'll see if I can find that video and I'll send it to you. But he like did a whole deep dive on the video on like Nemesis as a character.
Yeah, no, 3 make sucks.
But as we go through, then you like gotta run. Then like you gotta avoid him a few times as he's punching. Then he'll break through the door. You run past him, run behind him, and get into this little boss zone area.
He is
Pretty
00.
He's 00. Got you.
Mr. X is just T0.
Got you. So that's why he's just Tyrant, not like
Yeah.
Tyrant.
Then you
1
have
or anything.
Nemesis is the T type.
Tyrant T type, and then Tyrant from. Is there like a lot?
Yeah, there's more than I thought. Because you have Nemesis, then you have T78, then you have the Bandersnatch, then you have Hypnos T, then you have T01, which is the one we know is from Resident Evil 0. Then you have Tyrant 91. You have Thanatos, Tyrant R, Tyrant C, Talos. You have Ivan, Angel Rubio, Unidentified. Okay, that's from Damnation. Yeah, there's a few of them.
That's cool. But yeah, you have this little boss fight. Literally, all you have to do is there's this giant crane with a huge crate thing. All you gotta do is it pulls it away and then swings it back. All you gotta do is hit him with that twice. And so it gives you a few ammo, flash grenade. All you gotta do is stun him. Just ring around the rosy, stun him, hit him, get him knocked off. But once again, the thing was where once you like Leon, it took me like I actually died like twice. But when I played Claire, I beat it in like 30 seconds. Like it's one of those things where it's like when you play it again, I know it's like oh my god, I'm so stupid. Then you go through, and then if you're Leon, save Ada. If you're Claire, you save Sherry. And the mom's like, what are you doing? And then Claire's like, she's infected. Annette's even like, oh, like there's a lab, I can save him. It's like, no, I gotta stop William. Like I want to save her, but I gotta save William. I gotta go. And then Claire's like, all right, I'm saving you. Like I'm gonna protect you. The lab's got to be here somewhere nearby, as they said. Um. So as you go through, um, you then get to the train, and then same you save Ada. Ada's like, the situation's worse than I thought. Like she now has the virus. We gotta stop him. And then you end up then you get to the train, either scenario. Then it's like, all right, this is our last stop. If you gotta do anything, like now's the time, because I don't think this is coming back. And I think Claire said it's the same to Sherry or something, or Sherry, I don't know. But basically, this is once you go through here, you're in the final zone. So once you're at this point, you can go through the entire map.
Mm-hmm.
You can go through the entire map. Um, it is super cool. So in some places you can't backtrack, but you have a spot to where you can go back into the police station and just retrace all of your steps. So it is super cool. So it's like, hey, let's say you missed a bunch of stuff, you want to find secrets, you can go do all that. For the most part, I feel like after you get to that point, as long as you were trying to look for everything you can, you're gonna end up using more resources trying to get those other things, and so it's pretty much just good to push forward by that point. There was a few things I left behind, but I was like, bro, for me to go all the way there, grab that, and come back, I'm gonna end up using half my resources to get a little extra. So at that point, it's not worth it. It's up to you as the player. Do you want to do that? I myself never did on any of the runs. Now, if it was like something that I could grab real quick, then I would. But for the most part, I didn't. Also, there's something you can do to avoid a zombie entirely, which I did not realize. So there is a safe that has an upgrade inside the area, and the way you see it is the locks on the other side in chalk. By the way, I did not find this out until second run. But one thing you can do is once you complete everything, the zombie disappears. So that zombie, and so you see the zombie's like, oh, I wonder if it's alive. It definitely was. I never went up to it, but you have to go up to it to see the code to how to unlock the vault. So all you can do is you can just complete the area, save whoever you have, to then despawn the zombie to unlock the vault. It's super funny. You just cheap around it, save some ammo to get a piece. But then you go through the train, you go to the end. If you're as Claire, you have a little interaction with Sherry, and if you're playing as Leon, you have an interaction with Ada. Go on through, basically, and Leon to Ada is wanting to honestly join the FBI, and Ada's like, no, you can't join. I'm not really going into super duper duper detail about this, but basically Leon wants to join the FBI. Ada's like you can't, but don't worry, like, you know, once we're out of here, but I am gonna need your help. And it was like, if I didn't trust you, probably would have killed you already. And I was like, makes sense. Then they have a kiss moment, go on through, and Ada's like, hey, going without me, you got to do this. And then Claire goes, and Claire with Sherry, they talk about how, like, the jacket's a lucky jacket. Sherry's like, it's all good. And then as you can see, she's infected. Her eye's like a different color. She has like a whole like streak down her face. Then you run inside the lab, Claire, run inside the lab, and you put her inside of a medical room. Basically, the thing is the same. You see that in like a sleeping bed chamber, everyone checked in and out except someone named Wayne Lee. You go through the whole cafeteria and everything, find where Wayne Lee is. They're dead. You can get the bracelet to upgrade it, which you need the security band. Sherry has one right off the gate, but then Ada, she ended up borrowing one from someone who's already dead.
I like the idea that Sherry just randomly shows up and says, I got clearance. Beep.
Then you just get these upgrade chips to keep upgrading them. You also get an upgrade for a weapon in that room, for whatever your big weapon is. So for Leon, the flamethrower, her, the electric thing. You end up going into the main area. Finally, you got to go to the east. There's the east side and the west side. Huge area room thing. You go on through. You go to the left, and there's this giant plant thing. This giant plant thing that killed a guy and has him slammed against the glass, and the guy has a purple band. You go inside. You find these zombies, which, by the way, I never knew they one-shot you.
Mm-hmm.
Never knew they did. from playing all of Leon's run, I never got attacked and didn't have a weapon to defend me, or I didn't not defeat them. But Claire, I actually got caught. Finally, I was like, okay, they're gonna bite me. Don't worry, I can run out of here. It's like, all right, don't worry, I'm good. One shot me. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
did not know that. Did not know that. And so you go through. Turns out you need a vial. Like you find a vial to kill all these plant creature things. To disperse it, you get the thing. You solve some puzzles. You go on through. You go underground. You do a whole bunch of stuff. You go upstairs. Then you play the actual one of the actual 3 puzzles in the game, which is switch the vials. Another fun puzzle. Gotta figure it out real quick. Took me a second the first time, but I figured it out. End up going through. You grab the thing. If you're playing as Leon, Mr. X comes through the door, jumps through the glass. And if you're playing as Claire, just a whole bunch of these plant things spawn, and you just got to run through. Honestly, Leon's is easier than Claire's.
Yeah.
Because Claire, it's a bunch of these guys, and then times 2. You don't have the flamethrower to easily
You got the
take
flame
'em all down.
rounds.
Got the flame rounds, yeah, you got that. But you can't craft those. You gotta find those.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you can't craft the flame thing either. The flamethrower is a lot better involving usage because it doesn't especially if you have the upgrade, it doesn't use too much fire. It does a lot more damage. It doesn't use much ammo. The buckshot things, these grenade shot things, you shoot it, it's one and done. And so hopefully you hit him. Hopefully it takes him out, and that's it. So if it doesn't take him out,
I'm starting to really appreciate flamethrowers in games, and I really started appreciating the Dead Space remake because there's a thing in there. I was made it to the second ship, and I got surrounded by enemies with only flamethrower left, and I ended up surviving with flamethrower. Man, I'm never talking shit on a flamethrower again. Ever.
Dude, there was one part. But yeah, just flamethrower going on through killing the guys. But also versus Nemesis, I didn't have a whole bunch of ammo and stuff. So for the most part, I was just rotating flamethrower as much as I can. Go to pistol, run away, get a few shots, go around. As the second he stops moving, to either emote or to hit the ground or anything, flamethrower.
Did you see that picture I sent you where I had him burnt to a crisp?
Yeah. Oh, where is it?
Yeah, people. I hit him with fire. And Mr. X is squeaky clean white. I had him charred. He all of him was blending in with his coat.
It's so funny.
And to which I said, I found a shiny Mr. X.
I need to watch the Splitterhead official trailer.
I
haven't seen it yet.
God,
I know this is the game you're excited for.
Sort of.
So, not anymore.
I don't know yet.
Not after the gameplay trailer.
I'm weirded out.
I'll watch it after this. Which we are close to being done. But you go through, you get all of it, you escape. You also get a bunch of information about the story that's going on. And as you go through, once you go through as both characters, you end up going into the lab. You see the video of William getting jumped by the
feds.
Mercenaries, feds. Yeah, yes.
We'll just say the feds.
We'll say the feds. Not the feds, but the feds. They jump in. They take them out because they have no choice, and then they grab the G virus, and then they escape, and then video cuts. Is the guy that we play as in one of the trials? Is it the guy that the camera POV we're watching?
As far as I know, no. You play as Hunk.
Is it okay?
And I don't. I
also got an unlock called the Fourth Survivor.
Probably
Hunk. There's these challenge modes, but then on top it says the Fourth Survivor. And
Probably
so
Hunk.
I'm curious about that. Okay.
Hunk. God, Hunk.
Should I definitely go play it at some point?
Let me just tell you what Hunk is, because he doesn't have his own individual thing. Hunk is a super soldier, but he's not a super soldier. He's a human unkillable, something like that is what he stands for. Is what his acronym stands for. It's supposed to be Hank, but it's Hunk, and it essentially is unkillable soldier. And
No,
because
he just go.
has never failed a mission. He takes on fucking bioweapons by himself. He is a fucking beast.
He's the ultimate side character. He's just, oh yeah, I'm Hunk. I just go around and I fight these guys. Yeah. Oh, Nemesis? Yeah, I remember him. Oh, he really threw a fit the one
What
time.
the fuck
That's
does Hunk
okay.
stand for?
Human unkillable. Human unkillable pretty much matches.
Yeah, in Resident Evil, Hunk is an abbreviation for Umbrella Secret Service. That's not right. Hunk is a mysterious character with dark past and shady secrets. His military training center, often training, made him almost unkillable. He hasn't been killed. And he was often the only person left standing after his operation. Because of his incredible skills, he earned the nicknames Grim Reaper or Mr. Death. Human unit never killed is what he stands for. Hunk.
That's amazing.
Dude,
Gosh,
Hunk could fucking solo so much
I
shit.
want to go play it now. I want to go play it. I'm gonna play it at some point. At some point, I'll just do a thing where I play all the bonus stuff in one stream. I'll just do that at some point. In the future, not soon. I'm done with Resident Evil 2 for now. But you have no idea how. Like, I'm good, man. If I didn't be stupid and actually played it correctly the second time, then I probably play it again.
But you're not a human unit never killed?
Human unit never killed. Gosh, all right. But yeah, as you go through, then you continue on forward. You see this giant area. You go. It's like a scene from The Incredibles. You continue on through, and then you see this room. The door opens up, and there's just these tubes of these weird monster things. And then the report you read, there's a report right there. Is it those three things that it's talking about?
Yeah, those are those are Tyrant's variants.
Yeah. Yeah, you read that stuff. It's like, pretty bad. And then no matter what, if you go to your left, you grab what the story point is. So if you're Leon, you're grabbing the one lower, which is the G virus. If you are Claire, you grab the one up top, and it's the sample for the antidote. It's the antidote. And then you go to escape, and then no matter what, you end up fighting William again. And he's even bigger he falls down and then he evolves again. He just evolves every time he dies. Every time he loses, he evolves.
I like the Birkin form. Every time he changes, he alters in like some more monstrous way. And I want to say this is G stage 3.
Oh, yes, 3. Yeah, it's 3. It's 3. It is definitely 3, and then only Claire sees 4.
No.
Yeah.
It's stage 5 I'm thinking of.
You think of stage 5. Stage 5 is the final one.
Yeah, stage 3 is possibly my favorite. Stage 4 gets bulky, but I like stage 3 because he has like the forearm shit, and he's just it's halfway through the mutation, and he just looks badass.
Yeah, it's cool. And then if you're Leon, but either way they say like gotta take out William. And it's cool because if you play as either Claire or Leon, you get a different cutscene. Leon gets part 1 of the cutscene, because pretty much they already knew most people played Leon, and Claire gets part 2 of the cutscene, which is William's still alive and he injects himself with a sample of the G virus, and then he gets up. Also, something that I didn't realize until later is William later, he's like, oh, you're not taking my virus, goes to them and eats the rest of the virus. So he's like, oh, no one's getting it, but then 3 samples got loose to rats. Which, by the way, rats is how it spreaded. Rats is how all this happened. Because originally, if the rats didn't spread, it would have been just William being a big bad. And could have been more manageable in a sense. But the reason it's widespread is because some rats got to it. But yeah, so Leon's cutscene shows they ejected himself, and that's like William, what have you done? And William's like they're not going to take it away from me. It's our stuff. Gets up and then goes to leave. And then from Claire's side, it shows Annette has a gun to take him out. She can save all of this, but she couldn't do it. She could not take out William. Because even though they've never really acted as husband and wife, he's still her husband, still the father of her child, and so she couldn't do it. Because even though they love their work more than each other, they still love each other, so couldn't do it.
Would you eat stingray?
Probably not.
Okay.
It's probably not. Um, but yeah, then either way it triggers the fight. Either so if you're Leon, uh, Leia picks her up, G picks her up, crushes her, and then throws her aside, and then Leon has this cool Resident Evil movie moment, just dodging them, shooting them, and then Annette will send them down. If you're Claire, Annette just kind of gets thrown to the side and like hit, thrown to the side. Claire runs up to her, is like, "What do we gotta do?" Is like, "I'll take it out," and it's like, "No, it's too dangerous." I love how she like it's such a different interaction between each character. Um, but Claire's like, "I gotta do this," and then she sends herself down. um, but then Claire goes ahead and takes out like Claire and Leon. You just fight this guy, which I enjoyed this boss fight. I enjoyed it. It's not too hard. It's fun. It's cool. It is annoying somewhat. It is somewhat annoying, but once you figure out all the stuff, all the signs, not that hard. Um, but it's a fun fight. You defeat them. You go back up, and then they're pretty much dying. If you play as Claire, Annette's gone, and you go to the room to where uh, Sherry and her are. You have this moment of where like Sherry's now cured, Annette is clearly dying, and the system says like the building's saying it's about to blow up. The reason it's blowing up is because Leon, once he gets the G virus sample, it says it's gonna blow up. Like, hey, this is bad. It's gotta go. They broke security. We can't let this escape. Um, and then pretty much the same thing with either side, but Leon, he runs into Ada. Annette tells Ada, no, Annette tells Leon that Ada is not FBI because Leon's like, you're up FBI. Ada's Annette and Ada, you're kidding me. Annette's saying that do you really trust them? That they are not FBI. They're a mercenary. They're trying to get. Leon's like, no, they are a FBI. Like it's going to them. She's not a mercenary. And Annette's like, I hope you're right. Like I really hope you do because if it gets into the wrong hands, and then dies. And then Leon leaves, runs into Ada, and Leon's like, we make a pretty good team. There's only one issue. Why do you want the virus? Like I was told that you aren't FBI. Like I was told you're a mercenary. You're not even going to get us to the FBI. And it's funny since the moment we've met, I have still not trusted you. And so they have this moment, and then Ada's like, they're threatening to shoot each other. Leon puts his gun down. And he's like, you know what? I don't think you can do it. Go ahead, shoot me. And then he gets shot. No, jeez.
You imagine? It's like you can't.
Yeah.
You won't do it.
Bang. Yeah. Ada doesn't shoot. They have this moment of like, all right, like fine, like okay.
Will they? Won't they? That's entirely what that situation is. A will they? Won't they kind of thing.
Yeah. And then, you hear gunshot. You see blood explode from Ada, and then Leon looks behind it. It was Annette. And then Annette dies. And then you have this moment to where Ada's about to fall. Leon is holding on. They drop the G virus, and it's saying like, now no one gets it. She dies. And then there's this moment of Leon's like I got you. I ain't gonna let you go. Don't say I'm gonna drop you. It is like let me go. Like just get out of here. Save yourself. Goodbye. Falls down. Leon's like, no, why? Darn it, dang it, no, and then he escapes. Now Annette, who is with her daughter and Claire, also dies. So she dies at 2 different points in time.
Yep, let's not worry about that yet.
All right, let's keep going. There's a moment of Sherry doesn't want to say goodbye to her mom, and Claire's like, you gotta tell your mommy goodbye. We gotta go. Please, Sherry, I'm sorry. But we have to go. I wish I could let you mourn here, but we gotta go. Sherry gives her mom a kiss on the cheek, and then they run, they book, they get out of there. Both Leon and them go to the elevator. Claire is happening before. They escape. Claire goes through. They go down. There's a bunch of these zombies, and with Claire, same. Mr. X isn't there, so there's just a bunch of extra zombies times 10. You get through all of them. And then you go through a hallway, get out the door, go through, you get to a train. Um, Once you get to a train, which by the way, at these points we go through the elevator, you're on timers. You're on timers to get out of there. Um, when you play as Claire, you go to a room, you get a minigun, but if you go into the train, you also get a battery to go put into the thing. And if you're playing as Leon, you go through, but then as you're going down, Mr. X starts chasing you. You go through the hallway, but you don't make it through the hallway to where the train is. There's fire that explodes. Mr. X actually catches up to you, picks you up, but then fire goes off, and you fall down. And you're on a new floor, so that's how they don't run into each other. But Leon, actually, when you first enter the elevator, when he's up top, he gets to talk to her, and he's like, hey, like, get out of here. They figure out that you're still alive. He's like, hey, just if you found a train, get out of here. Then they continue forward down. Continue forward, and then you finally escape. So each are doing their own thing to where they're finally escaping. Leon, as he's escaping, runs into a very cool final battle,
So,
Mr. X.
Lore.
Go for it.
I think I explained it to you. You know that black coat, that cool black trench coat Mr. X wears?
Yes.
Do you know that thing actually serves a purpose?
Yep.
For those that don't know, that black coat that Mr. X wears, Nemesis wears, they all wear is a power limiter. They have a specific power they contain. Think of it like Broly in Dragon Ball, where if power gets too high, they lose control, so the coat keeps them in check. And that's just such a fun thing. So you take it off, they mutate. That's why, you know, that's why he goes from Mr. X looks more humanoid to fucking heart just outside his chest and cool fucking claw.
Yep. And the coat was destroyed with all the 50 explosions going on around him.
He's like, no, my coat. To which he just.
And yeah, the building was falling apart around him because it's blowing up, but then it starts falling apart even more because Mr. X is trying to get through. And as Leon, you have to fight Mr. X, and as you're fighting, you just kind of sort of play back and forth. You have to also watch out. I highly recommend you have a flashbang or a grenade.
Because he can one-shot you.
There's a one-shot move that he can do. It's a really, unless you're the best at dodging, which I've still not done it. If there's a dodge mechanic, I don't know what it is.
It's just run out of the way. There's your dodge mechanic.
I can't, bro. For him, I cannot run out of the way. So
Free
I
implements an actual dodge mechanic, just so you know.
That's cool. Oh yeah, I think I remember that. I do think I remember that. But then you end up beating him. And once you get to a certain point, by the way, the timer is still going down as you're fighting. Once you get to a certain point, another explosion or two, but then you see a case falling down, and this huge case lands onto the platform you're fighting on, and it cuts to a similar figure in the shadows saying now this will call it even. Now we're even, and they walk away. Ada Wong is still alive. Leon picks it up. It's a rocket shooter, has 4 rockets in it.
It's what now?
It's a quad launcher. You pick it up.
It's a rocket shooter?
It's a rocket shooter.
Not a rocket launcher. Not rockets.
Nope.
Rocket shooter.
It's
what
a
the
rocket
fuck
shooter.
is this, 2002 Nerf?
It's the rocket shooter by Nerf. No, it's Nerf, so you have to add like an X2 or D3 or something.
No, it's Nerf X. It's Rocket X Shooter.
The
Rocket Shooter X4.
The Deploy CS6 was one of my favorite weapons.
Anyway,
I love that weapon so much as Nerf.
Can we talk about how like Resident Evil just ends with rocket launchers like all the fucking time? Can we just talk about how
what better way than a rocket launcher by Nerf?
That's what I'm saying. It does not take itself seriously at all. People out there could say it takes itself seriously, but tell me this: how many games are there where like the protagonist is like, oh no, villain that I might not be able to beat, and some side character, here, use this, and a rocket launcher just shows up? Or the final thing is felled by a rocket launcher that just happened to show up out of nowhere.
But you pick up also if you pick it up and immediately shoot him, like if you go bang, You get an achievement. You get an achievement if you quickly pick it up and take him out immediately. Just nope, done, and you can one-shot him, and he's dead. His entire top half is gone. Then you continue on through, and you run into a train. Cut. We're going over to Claire as you escape. The train you're at starts lowering. The train that you're lowering, you're like, okay, good, we got this. My brain is, we got a minigun. What we fighting? William is still alive. We are now fighting G Stage 4, and he's big. He big. He's got a whole bunch of eyeballs that just...
That's what he is.
A whole bunch of eyes just infinitely spawning. And you just basically just run around in circles, shooting him down. He's really cool. He climbs.
Can we talk about how deep that elevator shaft is? How that train just goes for like you know, it's like, man, it could be 2 minutes, or it's like, it's just, I like whenever games do that, and it's like, oh man, this thing, you can literally see the top and or bottom, but it just takes fucking forever for it to cycle up till you beat the thing.
Also, it makes no sense. Out of anything in this game, right? The thing that doesn't make sense, right, is you're on city level. Then you go below city level. Then you go below that. Then you go below that. Then you go down another, like, 2,000 feet. Leave on the train, and then you're somehow on surface level.
Yeah. Well,
so
you know trains
can...
you tell me, you know, subways can slant, so...
They can slant. For 2,000 feet?
I mean...
For 2...
Danger. This is a game where giant OxyClean
I know,
are
but
chasing
like, bro, it's so crazy, man. But anyway, whatever. They go down, and once you defeat them, you finally get into, like, Claire and Sherry leave with the train. Leon catches up to the train, and he hops on, and then they finally unite, and then end of game. But then once you beat the game, there's an end cutscene to where there's a door that is being broken open. Turns out, and I didn't notice this until I actually defeated the second run, that the door breaking is the train door. I did not know it was the train door. I just thought it was a door. So if you do second run, which is what you're supposed to do, I thought second run is playing the same story. Second run, that's what I thought it was. No, second run is you plays the other character, but the second side of the story. This doesn't matter, but anyway, it doesn't matter because pretty much the story is almost exactly the same, pretty darn much. But once you get to the end, the story's not over. You actually get an extra cutscene because with them it cuts to black. They have a little interaction at the end of game, but they actually interact with each other a bit more, and then you hear something else going on. I played the second story as Leon, so I have Leon and I have the rocket launcher. You go through. And when you go inside the room, you continue forward. It gives you a save and some loot to make more ammo. And I'm like, uh-oh.
I'm not done.
Get some stuff. And it's like, oh, man. And by the way, I'm looking through, like, the minuscule resources. When I tell you, I have the perfect amount of resources. Can you use the flamethrower? Because I feel like by the time you're able to use the flamethrower, it's game over.
Yeah, you have to be very, very careful.
Because if we're cutting out the flamethrower, right, I had exactly the right amount. Because I had enough bullets, even after crafting bullets, I had enough bullets to get them into the stage
remember,
with the
people
eye.
have not, as far as I know, people knife only this game. So if they can knife only,
that's what I'm
thinking.
thinking. I do think I had a knife, so I was like, I feel like I should be able to do this. But I also had 2 rocket stuff, so I was like, just pistol tag a CDI, double rocket.
So let's just go into this final thing. We're taking on Stage 5 Birkin.
Yeah.
Stage 5 Birkin is fucking massive. He is the size of a train car. He's literally eating the train. He is mutated to the point that there is no hope.
He's taking over the train. He's literally becoming the train.
Whoever second run you play as is who you go fight him as. So you play a second run as Leon, you do this. You second run as Claire, you fight as her. You go fight him in this whole big spectacular fight of him eating you, attempting to eat you, and then you kill him.
He did get me. I didn't defeat him in time. I used the rockets immediately, which I shouldn't have done. I should have waited. So I died.
So beat him, and then Claire, Leon and Sherry are on the surface, and they're just kind of walking off. Everything's peaceful. Sherry's just walking their hand like a little child would with her parents. It's like, so, you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, right? We're gonna live together, right? And they look at each other. Never thought about it.
It'd be a crazy first date.
Yeah. And
yeah,
then...
It's like, you guys could adopt me. We could get a puppy. We could get a parrot. Like Sherry's just
I love Sherry. She's so sweet.
Oh my gosh, she's a baby. She's a baby.
I feel so bad for her.
She just wants a family, man.
She wants a family that cares, and that's the sad part about it, because her parents didn't care.
Yeah, I know. They literally, and even in their last moments, and they did. Annette did get a chance to be like, I'm sorry, and apologize. Get that moment of like, I'm sorry. But man, that's all right, bro. I hope they live a happy life, man.
Nah, man.
I don't know.
I do know.
Hayden does know. I don't know.
I mean, it's cool. It's not what you want, but it's still cool. So, end credits. Resident Evil 2 is done.
I know we didn't go into super crazy detail about it, but to be honest, it has the thing, if I even mentioned in the first game, it's a lot of back and forth.
Right.
There's a lot of back and forth. We'd be here forever to talk about every single detail of everything with puzzles and whatnot. There's no point. The story aspect is Leon runs into Ada, and they're trying to Leon was basically tricked into trying to get to the G virus. Either way, he's trying to get the G virus sample, and Claire, she's
trying to save Sherry.
Trying to save Sherry.
Like, it can be summed up into two things. Leon is staking virus for Ada, whether he's helping her or not. Claire's trying to save Sherry at no matter the cost.
I guess more of Leon's trying to stop Umbrella Corporation. You could break it down to. Leon's trying to stop Umbrella Corporation. Claire's trying to escape Umbrella Corporation.
So, we can now actually review this game.
Yes.
Danger, I'll let you go first. You like this game.
I like this game. I like it. I think it's fun. I played it again the wrong way, and then played it again the right way. Clearly, I enjoyed this game. I didn't
watch the second thing. So please tell me how your initial run was. All right, I'm ready to beat this. Let's see what the secret ending is. Oh.
No, I enjoyed it. I
just want to know what your reaction was. I thought there was more. Huh. Weird.
I did think there's gonna be a bit more, but I think the final, like, that extra interaction, like at the end, plus the big guy, big boss of death. I love just boss. I think that stuff's cool. Big, dramatic, cool, big, evil fight looking. Like, I think that stuff's cool. So getting to see that, just it becoming one with the train and just getting bigger and bigger. Like, I thought that was cool. The fight's fun. Shooting giant rocket go boom. That's fun. And then also getting another great cinematic at the end to get more of these characters. I will never, because here's the thing. It felt like I guess a way you could phrase it. It's really not. But the best way that I could phrase it is it's like filler, you could say. Like, it's like barely more, but it's more. I enjoy it. I am apparently a freak among nature, as I've been told by many people, including my family. But one of the reasons being, oh yeah, I've gotten called a bog monster, by the way, because I love like heat and humidity and stuff. I love the hot weather, and so I'm a bog monster now. But I love filler. Okay. I wish it wasn't filler. Let me rephrase. I love more story and character building and stuff, regardless if it's filler or not. And so when it is filler, like in shows and stuff or games, I don't care. I enjoy it. I enjoy it, even if it may seem unnecessary. It's more, and I love it. And so I really enjoyed the end. I personally do think it was worth it. Do I wish I played it right the first time? Absolutely. Was I against playing it again? No. I will admit, I kind of got tired playing through it halfway through. I'm just like, all right, let me just get this over with. But
on the third playthrough?
On the third play. But I felt satisfied. At the end of the day, I felt satisfied. I was happy. I thought it was
Just
cool.
wait till you find the actual secret ending.
What? There's more. I need to go back and I want to try to get A rank, because I got B rank on each of their scenario A playthroughs, but on scenario B I saved 30 times, so I got a C rank because I saved so much. But I didn't want to risk getting sent back. I didn't care about them.
My playthroughs, I saved once each because the game auto saves. You don't have to save. The game will auto-save for you, just so you know.
Yes, but the autosave, there was one time it autosave because I relied on the
didn't say
autosave.
it's good autosave. I said it autosaves.
I know, but it sent me back like 5 or 6 minutes or something.
Oh.
And so
Oh.
no, but imagine 5 or 6 minutes times however many times I die, because that could be like an extra hour. So I didn't want to do that.
Dilly dally shilly shally.
Didn't want to do that, so I just saved here and there to make sure I was all good. And then also I took like more risks and stuff, like, all right, let's just go. So if I died, I could restart. But I think it was fun. I think it was great. The game does have its problems.
Oh man, can I talk about the problems?
Oh, you can. You go ahead and talk about the problems. I'm gonna go give me a drink real quick. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna stay here listening, because then I gotta know.
Problems with Resident Evil. When I'm gonna go mostly story. I already bitched about the combat. Taking 17 fucking shots to kill a zombie. That is ridiculous as all get out. I do not care what anybody says. It should not take 17 shots to kill any enemy unless it's a boss, super boss, or just hyper enemy. But we're not gonna talk about that. My biggest complaint with RE2 Remake is the fucking story. So, I haven't played the original Resident Evil 2, so this could be the same in there, I do not know. But the discrepancies between these two should not exist. Because as far as I know, here's how you're supposed to actually play this, I think. I was told that Leon is scenario A, Claire is scenario B. That's the way it's supposed to be in the lore of it all. Claire's the one who takes on Birkin. I don't know. This could be right, could be wrong. I do not know how it all actually goes. But it should be, let's say if you start off as Claire. Let's say in this one you do start off as Claire, because I feel like Claire fits in a little better with this, to a degree. The way these two stories don't intersect with each other, but they do, pisses me off. Annette dying twice? Why? And Claire's story.
It would make more sense. They could have played it better, and it make more sense if Annette, because it kind of does. And I'll phrase it this way: when Annette runs into the room where Leon is, she is like bloody. She's already bloody. The issue is the boss fight. The fact that the stage 3 boss fight happens both times is the issue. If it was different, it could make sense. Reason being is Claire already has a head start on Leon. This is confirmed whenever they talk to each other, that Claire clearly had a head start for when all this went down. Now, what doesn't make sense is your time to 10 minutes, and by the time you get to the train, time's already passed. So for Claire, it should have been like, let's say 15 minutes. Should have been 15 minutes for Claire. Or 20 minutes. If it was 15 or 20 minutes for Claire, would make more sense. Unless Leon, his timer started as soon as you pulled the thing up. Because it doesn't. The timer doesn't.
That's not even what I'm talking about. We'll use Mr. X as an example.
Mr. X shouldn't have died, or should have been shown he could regenerate from it.
Well, it's not. He can't regenerate.
One of them.
He can't regenerate.
Okay, then he shouldn't have died.
He shouldn't have died. Here's that situation right there. Like, a lot of these things should have played out to a degree, like Mr. X dying in Claire's thing. Just take out Mr. X chasing him in the hallway. As they're going down the elevator, you see Birkin, then he does that. Like, and that dying twice is really annoying. Like, it has some story things that just make it where you have no idea when do things take place. It's like
Annette should, A thing that could have fixed.
Let me fix
is an-
this.
Yeah, you go for it.
Let me
go
tell
how
you-
you'd fix it.
Let me tell you how it should have actually been fixed. So let's say you're playing as Claire. You know, all that's going on. Your net's about to die, and you hop down to fight Super Birkin in that thing there. Leon also hops down to fight with you, and
At the same time,
both of you fight him.
that would have made more sense.
Both of
That-
them fight, and
that
then
could've
it goes on from there. Claire does whatever it is she does with her. Let's say not Birkin. Annette says her final goodbyes to Claire and Sherry, and then fucking Leon has already talked to her, got a little bit of information. He's off doing his own thing. Annette says goodbye to Sherry and Claire. Then Annette shoots at Ada and all that stuff. Like, there's a lot of discrepancy between these two, where it's almost like a mirrored thing. Like, even in Scenario B, because Scenario B already shows, yes, somebody's gone through here.
Yeah, Scenario B is way too much like Scenario A.
Like, and it's the exact same story, and I understand people are gonna hate this. Is one of my complaints with this game, with these kind of games, is like Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame has, I think it's Fatal Frame, where they have like two characters going through the story at the exact same time, but
It's a cool concept.
But it doesn't make sense. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep does it great, because this character visits first, second, third. First, second, third, all the way through. This one here, I can't tell you who's supposed to go first, because they follow the exact same suit. Marvin dying. Marvin dies. Let's say, whenever Leon comes on through this shit, like he's already fucking Marvinized. He's zombied or something like that. And the police station, too, because, they solve the exact same puzzles, the exact same shit through there. There's just a weird discrepancy with it. Like, it should have been half the building is Claire, half the building is Leon, and leave it like that. Have Mr. X theoretically hunting down both of them, and at the time he's not hunting down character A is when he's tracking character B. Stuff like that.
I also just realized something. Another thing that doesn't make sense, and this is a whole side thing. Claire is supposed to go first. And there's one mini thing in the area that shows it that she goes first in the story mode. The room with the clover key and the heart key. If you go as Leon, the glass is already broken. If you go in as Claire, the mirror's not broken, and a liquor jumps through it. So Leon, it's already happened.
Right, and so that's
if it was the other way around, it would make sense. Leon's first, Claire's after. All this other stuff happens.
And it's small things like that, because you go through and you'll see moments that, like, oh, Leon
take
came
that,
through
take that, take that, swap it, swap who it triggers for. Already you're in a better spot. Then it's like, okay, definitely Leon.
It's just story, and that's the biggest issue I have with the game. The story discrepancy is it's not like a this character does
also the sewer takes longer than. Like, the sewer can take longer than it is for Claire to go to the thing than go downstairs. So that right there can show that Claire does have a head start over Leon, and that makes sense to the end because of what's there seen with the little characters, the other characters. Also, Leon's passed out. Leon's passed out and he doesn't move. So that alone, that works towards giving Claire a head start to why she's at the end first.
Right.
There's two parts, so that's fine. That works out well. Mr. X dying is one. And that room, and that's such a small room, so you wouldn't even think about it for the most part, but that room should be backwards. The liquor should jump at Leon, and then when Claire goes in, there's no one there. Or else that means Claire's gone first.
That's entirely what this whole thing goes to. Is the character A go first, character B go first. And that's a big thing that I do not like with these games, is who went first? It's whichever one you want to decide. No. There should be a clear cut A went first, B went second. That's my biggest issue. That's one of my biggest issues with this game is I don't care for Annette dying twice. I don't care for fighting.
We could be annoying. This is the always give benefit of the doubt. I keep doing the give a benefit of a doubt for like what if. It's mostly just so we can complain less. But what if Annette didn't die whenever she died in the room with Sherry? And then that's why she goes to the room and she's bloody. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter. Like, okay,
so
even
like what I was
scenario,
saying?
right? But even this scenario, right? She doesn't die with Sherry. She like dies. And then she goes to like, and by the way, I'm doing quotes when I say dies. Then goes to the room, dies again, quote unquote again. So she actually dies 3 times. Annette just I don't know, maybe she used the G virus as well because she just doesn't die.
Like, and then you have the Birkin fights. Like, you know, you run into Birkin in the sewer twice. You run into Birkin outside of the fucking.
There should have been different interactions. There should have been
different bosses.
Like heck, you could do a thing as when.
Here's how entirely it should have been. Is Mr. X should have solely been Leon's boss. Mr. X hunts Claire too, but Mr. X solely being Leon's boss, because that's his final boss. Birkin being solely Claire's boss. Mr. X
like have interactions with Leon. So there's still interactions for both, but the big boss is
right. Like in the boss fights, going on whenever, you know, like take on Birkin in this situation with the fucking crane. Is as Leon, no, you take on Mr. X there. Do the exact same thing, but it's Mr. X instead. Like there's a bunch of things they could have just done to make the story more cohesive with itself. Because right now, it's just, and I really don't like that. Combat, I'll bitch at. But the story is the biggest issue I have with this game, is it's not cohesive.
Yeah, and it makes an issue trying, because like, whenever I played part A on each scenario on each side, I was like, wow, these are strangely similar. I was like, that's weird. Like, how does this work? Then I played the scenario B. I was like, oh, okay, it might actually be different. Some things will change. No, everything was pretty much exactly the same, and that's what makes it weird. As they both make it seem you have these puzzle pieces to show that they're at different times, but for the most part, they look like they're taking on times at the exact same time. And that's where the issue comes in, and it makes it weird. And so, and even though we have these puzzle pieces to, oh, they could work this. We also have puzzle pieces of they want to work here, want to work here. And so whenever a story it's not up to imagination, it is they're happening at the same time. It's weird.
Yep.
There's no point of there being the B scenario because technically there wasn't even really one. We could just imagine what the B scenario is. There's not enough of a difference in the B scenario.
And that's a big issue with Resident Evil 2.
I
understand it rejuvenated the remakes, and don't get me wrong, it's a fun game.
It's a fun game. I love this game.
The way they have it portrayed as a story thing, one to the other, it's abysmal. It's 100% abysmal because there's no A into B. Truly, and that's like, I want to say story's the weakest aspect of this game, is because, at least for me, is that right there. Is all the things. Combat's fine, it's annoying. The storage is fine, it can get annoying, but I've played enough of these games. I know how to use them. The limited inventory space, the expanding inventory space. I've played enough of these to figure out how they work. It's just not handled story-wise well at all because of that right there, and that could be the exact same for 2 back there. Danger and I are eventually going to play it. Hell, we could play that next year. We could play that for Halloween next year as the original 2 and see how well, and just compare the two, something like that. I don't know. But it's never put a story in a thing like this unless you have it set in stone. Like I said, make Mr. X Leon's big boss fight every single time, and that would have changed things. Where Mr. X doesn't get fucking eviscerated by Birkin. That right there would change things and make things a little bit better. The police station is a whole different beast, which I'm going to say fuck all on that because that's stupid as hell. But
that's inevitable. That's inevitable. Going to be the same thing. That's fine. Except for the one room, they could swap. They could swap the one room. Yep. Just swap it.
So I want to say, through all that, like I said, story's fine. Characters are done really well. I like Leon. I like Claire. Sherry's fun. Chief Irons, he's a good character. He's a horrible character, but he's a good enough made a character good enough that you know you're supposed to hate him. Annette, you're not supposed to like her. Ada, you're supposed to feel indifferent with her. Like, all these characters done very well. The game itself is handled very, very well in all of its aspects. Combat. Besides for the fucking Mr. 17 shots just chilling over there, smoking his fucking cigar, everything's done really well in this game. Like, there's a lot of mechanics going to it. The liquors. I told Danger, I don't know if I had this recorded or not, but you can literally sneak past the liquors if you put up your gun. There's a lot of good mechanics that go on this game.
That's how you know we've been here for a minute now, because you said that like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, we're 2.5 now.
God,
I'll be cutting. The good thing I got 3 fucking months to trim this.
Oh yeah, you good, man. You good, man.
So like that's the biggest issue with this game is its cohesion of the story. People out there are probably gonna bitch at me for saying this, but you know what? I don't care anymore. Like I said, I tell my story, I tell my opinions, whether or not they're liked or not. I don't review this to make you guys happy. I review it to give my opinion on said game. So I'm giving my score right now. Danger can go through a whole different thing.
You give your score. You give your score.
I'm giving this game a solid 6.
Solid 6.
At best. 5 on a bad day, 6 at best, 5.5 actually.
5.5 is your final score.
Higher. Let's leave it
Yeah,
at 6.
I'll say it's not that. 6 is good. 6 is good.
Let's leave it at 6. On a bad day, I'll be annoyed at it because of the combat. But realistically, it's story that drags it down for me. Like, that's the biggest issue, is the cohesion of the story is the biggest thing that drags it down for me. Combat's fine. The exploration is fine. Puzzles, the brain teasers, we're going to say, are done fine. Stories is truly what drags me down.
Yeah, I same thing. I think the game's fun. I've enjoyed it. I played it a lot. Oh my god. Also, I just looked through like all the hours. I like all my videos back to back and all the hours, and oh my god. I could visually see my brain rotting. But I myself have truly enjoyed it. I do think my main issue with the game, if any, and truly, me personally, my only issue with the game is the story. And the reason I'm more harsh on the story is because it's really pushing that these are going on at the same time. There's an A and B aspect that wants you to play the game again. There very clearly is something there that's supposed to happen. And they do have their differences. But it just kind of sucks that even when you play B scenario, there's almost darn near nothing different. There's darn near nothing different. Besides a few interactions in one area significant, which is the sewer with Ada, and then the orphanage with Sherry. So, I myself am going to be similar. I really, 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 really want to give it a 7. I really, 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 really do. And if you ask me what do I rate it, I'd say 7. But I think truly this game, I'm going to get a 6.5.
I mean, if you want to give it a 7, give it a 7.
I want to give it a 7.
And give it a 7.
I'm going to give it a 7.
We're giving I'm destroying our fucking rating system. It's only our numbers now that matter.
The dual rating, yeah, the dual rating's weird. So we have to double for every rating.
Every game's a 5 with a dual rating. Hayden review is 6. Danger review is 7. Be happy.
Yeah, I think it's a 7. I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's fun. I want to go back into playing it. It's definitely a game I can see myself going back into. Honestly, the I have said this. I just enjoy the way Resident Evil has their games. I enjoy the play style. Like from 2 and 1, like I can definitely tell from playing both of those that I enjoy going through the map, completing the puzzles. Here it's more of like gimmick things, but I enjoy going through the map, completing it, figuring out. And it's a games where the map, even though the map isn't that big, the back and forth gets as much use out of it as it can, and I really enjoy that. I personally think it's fun. And then as you're solving things or figuring things out, you basically put all the pieces together. It's like, oh, this is what I gotta do. I gotta do this, that. And when you go through it again, you can go through it so much faster, and it's fun. I personally think it's really enjoyable. So I am in fact going to give it a 7.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 7.
And like it's not a bad game. Like honestly,
down with the double rating.
cut out like a lot of the story aspect or fix it the way I said. I'd give it a hell of a lot higher because I do have fun playing the game. Like I like playing with Resident Evils. They are fun, but fuck, the story is literally just what drug it down because it doesn't make a lot of sense. Other issues here and there, like I said, combat, fucking Mr. Cigar Zombie Man over there literally drug it down a whole fucking point. I do not care.
Yeah, I sent you a timestamp of the video. Here, like Marvin would not go down, but then there was also. On the last stream of my second, literally today, there was a zombie, right? I shotgunned them in the head, didn't die. Then they attacked me. I put a flashbang in their mouth, shoot them back, shotgunned them in the head again. So they got shotgun in the head twice and flashbang, and they were still A-okay. They were merely stunned. And I was like, I'm not wasting another bullet on you, and I just left.
See, you and I are different. I would be like, I am going to fucking end you.
Like if I shoot you with 2 shotgun shells and a flashbang and you're still up and good, I'm like, alright, have a good day.
Yeah, no,
Bye,
this game has an issue with health in the enemies.
I do say it definitely feels Resident Evil. Never knowing when something's gonna stay dead, never knowing how many bullets you'll need.
So that's fine. If you shoot it and it doesn't stay dead, that's fine. But it should not take 13 bullets to put the enemy down once.
Specify 13 headshots.
No.
Oh, well then, okay.
I had 4 headshots, like 4 body shots, and then it was like 4 headshots, 5 body shots, and then 4 to the fucking leg. And then another 4 to the head to kill it. That should not take that much. I do not give 2 fucking shits. You 4 headshots with a goddamn pistol. Your brain's gone. Your head's gone. God. I hate this game. I hate them zombies.
What do you mean? It's a 7. 7 out of 10.
And unfortunately, this gets fixed in later games. So this is what I want to say is like the hardest enemy-wise. 4 gets iffy, depending on it, but you know what you're doing. You can take care of shit quicker. But yeah, no.
But yeah, I think it's fun, and I'm pretty sure I rated Resident Evil 1 Remastered higher. I'm pretty sure I gave it like an 8 yeah, I gave it like an 8. I think maybe a 9, but I gave it an 8. I really loved the first one, and so I knew this one I could not give it higher, and honestly I wouldn't. I enjoyed the first one, the remake of the first one, far more, and I'll probably like the remake. So most likely, if I was to take a guess,
I'll be honest with you. We don't need to play Remake first. We need to play 3 next.
Need to play 3.
Yes, RE3 Nemesis. We need to play that one.
What can we play it on?
Computer.
Okay.
It's PS1, so you can just Google play it.
Oh, I got you. All right. Then we could either do that, yep, and probably 3 make, and then we also have 4.
But we also have Code Veronica. We also have Zero. We also have Outbreak. We also have Operation Raccoon City. We also have fucking Umbrella Chronicles. We also have like the Dark Side Chronicles. We have Outbreak File 2. Resident Evil is so fucking ridiculous. And this is a Kingdom Hearts fan saying this. This is ridiculous with the amount of games they have to fit in their lore.
Bad outfits. Oh, you're also excluding the movies and shows.
I am. The shows don't fit in the canon.
They don't. All right.
The only one that kind of does is the one like Resident Evil, like Infinite. It's the Infinite one that's on Infinite Darkness, because that was originally supposed to be a movie
on Netflix.
It was originally supposed to be a movie, then got split into a TV show. That's the only semantic that goes into it. It was supposed to be.
Is that the one that we saw like an episode of when you were here? Okay, I want to watch that again. I really want to go watch that again.
So anyway, yeah, Resident Evil. It passes. It passes. I guarantee this in a few months is going to heat some people up, but I'm sorry, guys. It's
It is a fun game.
Yeah.
It is a fun game. Down to it, the game is fun. It's great. The story is interesting. It has an interesting fun story.
Like story is great. I'm not gonna lie. It's just
the game is fun. It has a good story and the game's fun. It just messed up what it was aiming for.
It's not cohesive.
It's not cohesive. It's not cohesive when that's what they were really wanting to do.
Yep.
They were really pushing the cohesiveness.
Correct.
And but if you took that out, if you fixed that, 8.
I'd give it a fucking 8.
I'd give it an 8.
Yep, I'd give it an 8 if the story was cohesive.
Is that? Yep, if it was cohesive, I would give it an 8. Without a doubt, heartbeat 8.
I'd give it a fucking 9 if it wasn't for Mr. Cigar over there.
Remove Mr. Cigar, take away his cigar, and get him out of here, and then also...
God, I hope there comes a day when we have fan art, and it's just, and I'm just, like, anytime you draw me in fan art, Mr. Cigar is going to be sitting in the background, just...
You just smoke.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm allergic. To cigarette smoke.
I mean, technically everybody is.
Yeah, because literally I learn because I can't. It's hard for me to breathe, and it tastes. Like I can literally taste it. It's horrible, and my throat closes up. I can still breathe.
So Danger, I hate to tell you, that's just what happens whenever you breathe smoke after never breathing smoke.
Why would anyone breathe smoke?
Well, you know, smoker parents. But like that's the entirety thing right there. Is you just finally experienced, theoretically, you finally experienced 20 years in your life what it's like to stand by a smoker. It's like, I'm dying.
I know, and I have been for months, and still, I still can't stand it. No, I got no tolerance to it. I do not like it.
Some people don't. Yeah,
I just
it's
don't.
unfortunately something you've learned.
I'm never smoking. I'm never doing any of that. Smoking,
Cut
vaping.
to a year later.
Cut to a year later. It's like, man, you see that dumb guy? I'm like, like almost no
Hey,
ventilation
you're like
room.
smoker from fucking One Piece with the two, not cigarettes, two cigars in your mouth.
I'm realizing I don't got a vent in here.
I think I want up top.
Technically, I mean, there's the attic.
Yeah, and there should be a vent in the attic, so that's what it connects to.
So in this room, no, but yeah.
All right,
I live in a garage.
I don't have anything else to honestly say, and I'll be honest, I don't know what's coming next.
I don't know what's coming next.
Hayden will just edit in what we're doing next later.
Whoa, look at that. Whoa, dude, I'm excited to play that.
You know what? That will be a really great game, honestly.
I'm excited for it. You know, me personally, and then like you put Silent Hill, like where you talked me into playing Silent Hill. Like, man, that's such a great game, man. This game that's on screen, I love this game. I mean,
so
theoretically,
that could be what's next. I honestly don't know.
Man, I love it. I'm so excited for this game. That game's potentially 10 out of 10. That's on screen right now, whatever it is.
I mean, honestly, whatever game we play next is going to be really fun. I say should be a fun one. I'm starting to want to stop playing games I know and play new games.
I'm not against it. I mean, I'm against it, but I'm not against it.
Ooh, because my God, I have a lot of games.
Because if it's a game that you don't know, then I do not know it. Mm-hmm. You knew freaking, like, Space Adventures, the Chick-fil-A game. Like
I had to Google that one. Starry Nights or something.
Yeah, something like...
I'm not going to lie to you. I had to Google it.
Oh, you didn't know that one?
Yeah, no. It's fucking...
Okay.
I had not gone to Chick-fil-A until I was 18 years old.
I had that game on DVD. I don't know where it is, but I had that game.
So yeah, whatever we have next, just stay tuned.
We're never playing on Games and Gamers, but there was a...
Whatever we have next, just stay tuned for it. It could be anything. I don't know if we're going into December at this point. And if we're going into December... No, it's fucking November. It's Thanksgiving. Hey,
yeah, Thanksgiving.
We're going to have probably 2 more games.
Gotta play a food game.
Layers of Fear. There you go.
Alright.
But yeah, so whatever we have next, it could be... Fuck.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be back, and we're gonna play our next game and whatever it is.
Well, next game will be Chicken Police for me. To give you, unless you want to get it and play it with me. I genuinely, you'd have fun.
How long is it?
6 hours.
Okay.
You'll probably spend about as much time on your first playthrough with it as you theoretically did with your first playthrough of RE2 Remake.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, I can do that.
Great.
I think it's free. I think it's free because I have extra.
Man, I don't know, but
I think I have it. I think I already got it because it was free. I was like, oh, click. I think.
Yeah. Let's end this. Bye, everybody.
But.
See you in our next one, whatever's next.